Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, the topic of today is grifting. Dating coaches, more specifically today is the topic. Dating coaches are grifters. Today I want to talk about Ashley Dalton, situation that I saw of Ashley Dalton posting about this young woman that in the title told her that she needed to lose 15 pounds or something, and her coming up there and telling Ashley Dalton if she could just change the title of the video. It was hurtful to her. And Ashley Dalton saying, hey, I'll modify the title to the video if you contact my assistant and pay me. Pay me. Pay me. I have no idea why she would expect to be paid for that, but I really want to talk about that. Number 3, I want to ask why, and I say this all the time, why do Black women ask women who don't have what they want for advice? Like, why are you following their advice and they don't have what you want or what you desire? Wouldn't it mean that this wouldn't be a person that you would listen to if they don't have exactly what you're looking for? It just doesn't make any sense. And also, this whole thing of women telling you that they know how to get you linked up with a millionaire. They can get you linked up with a man that makes 7 figures a year. I wish that Black women specifically, because I only care about Black women, would realize that this is a lie. I need y'all to know that less than 8% of Americans are millionaires. And the majority of millionaires, if you didn't know, are already married. They're already married. Most millionaires are married already. So that means that your chances of finding a single man that is a millionaire, and also a single man that is actually attractive to you and not repulsive, is very slim to none. Women that are telling you these things are only telling you that so that they can get in your pocket. Period. They'll say, hey, you know what? I have the key for you to find an extremely wealthy, extremely handsome man. I'll tell you where to go. You need to go to the hotel bars where the rich people are at, and that's going to get you there. Lies, lies, lies. And, frankly, it's crazy because you know, I be getting called names all the time by women because I try to tell them the truth. And, you have people like this that actively prey on Black women or women in general, and they don't get half of the flack. And I think that's very upsetting to me. I just want to tell you that dating coaches, the whole idea of this, because nobody can help you really find someone. You know what I'm saying? That's up to the lack of the luck of the draw, I'll say. Anybody that's telling you that they can, it's a money grab. And anybody telling you, hey, let me see what you look like so that I can tell you the best way for you to get men's validation, which is already lame and it's already pickmeism doing that. But that describing you and telling you all the bad things about yourself in a public space, that is preying on Black women's already very, very, very open, or is preying on their insecurities. And Black women always are discriminated against, talked about, torn apart. Their looks are talked about, their bodies are talked about, their hair is talked about, the way they speak is talked about. So that's it's easy for someone that knows that they want to make easy money to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to prey on Black women's insecurity, and I'm going to tell them that I know the way. Tell them that I know the way. It's easy to do that. Anyway, so that's what I want to talk about today. If anybody wants to talk about this topic, that's what I want to talk about today. If anybody wants to talk about this topic, please send me a request. Sorry about that, you guys. Had to yawn. Good morning, good morning. So if you guys want to talk about this, please, please, please send me a request. And I would love to talk about it, truthfully, because I think that there are so many Black women that are desperately in need of some type of guidance or assistance, but this ain't the way. You going on a TikTok live to, show your body and your hair to be picked apart with by a woman that don't even have a husband doesn't make any sense. How in the world is she going to be a dating coach and tell you how to find a rich husband and she don't got one? I don't even understand how y'all would even listen to that. Like, why y'all would even listen to her. And then you're listening to a woman that has, nothing but a whole full intense face of makeup on. It just is very strange to me that y'all are listening to her for any type of advice. Hey, Miss Chrissy, baby. But yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that viral video of Ashley Dalton with this young Black woman that was asking her for advice. That was her first mistake. Anyway, asking her for any type of advice. But I would say just sitting there asking her for advice. And apparently she put the fact that she felt like she needed to lose 15 pounds and cut her locks off or whatever. And this girl went back on the live with this lady, asked her to not take the video down, but to just alter the title. She told this lady that she would alter the title if she paid her. If she paid her. But she said that she's out here trying to help Black women. She said, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I'm trying to help Black women. Ma'am, you have classes that cost a whole bunch of money. You have one-on-ones that cost a whole bunch of money. You ain't just helping these Black women because you want to. You are trying to help Black women supposedly because you're getting paid. That's why you're doing it. You ain't doing it for no other reason but that. So it's like, I don't understand how anybody could take this lady seriously. Like, honestly, I have no idea. How you gonna tell me you helping me when you charge for your services? Oh, I'm just helping you out the good. No, you're not helping no Black woman out of the goodness of your heart. You're helping because you're getting paid. Period. Okay, all right, no problem, T. That's what you're doing. And like I said before, I don't know how you're going to help Black women do something that you haven't even did. That don't make no sense. And when I tell Black women that they should watch out for grifters, like, it's all of a sudden Black women just get super mad at me instead of like actually thinking, is this person really on the side of Black women? Are they for Black women or not? Or are they for their own pockets? Like, yeah, she's on TikTok, I guess. I saw a video of her that another creator made on YouTube yesterday, and they had included this video where she was on, it looked like TikTok Live, with this young Black woman, and the Black woman was telling her, like, hey, I'm trying to find a eligible man or whatever. And so she had her try on these different outfits. And she told her that basically she looked ratchet in all the outfits, and told her that she needed to lose 15 pounds, and told her that she needed to cut her locks out. And apparently the girl did not realize that she was going to say something disparaging about her in the title of the video. And so she was embarrassed. And she went on a live and essentially begged this woman. This young Black woman essentially begged this woman right here, Ashley Dalton, to change the title of the video. She didn't say take the video down. She said change the title. Do you know what this woman did? She sat there and looked in this woman's face and told her, yeah, I can take the video down. I can take the video down if you contact my assistant and pay me. If you pay me. I just saw the video that somebody made about her yesterday, so I'm not for sure if this is old or not because I don't follow nobody like Ashley Dalton. So I would never in my life follow a woman like this, period, that bases her whole platform on whether or not men think you're cute or attractive. That's the goofiest I ever heard. You could do all of that stuff and still get dogged out. But yeah, I saw the video with my own eyes. And she literally told that woman, I don't care that title, basically, I don't care if that title made you feel uncomfortable or hurt your feelings. It's online. I did it to get traffic. And if you want me to change the title, you got to pay me. You can send a payment through my assistant. I can't tell y'all how disgusting that is. And yes, that's exactly what it is, Miss Christie, baby. Profiting off of humiliating black women. I would never let a black woman get on my live and proceed to critique her looks and her body and her hair on the basis of how much male attention or validation do I think that she will be able to receive. Why is male attention that important? That you need to change your whole image up, your whole face up, your whole body up, your whole hair up. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. This lady did not have full dreads, or excuse me, full locks. She had 2 locks in the back of her head. I think she said she called it for some type of reason she had the locks. It was like the rest of her hair was out and natural. It was just like she had like 2 locks though and they were in the back. It was a reason she said that she had them for. I don't remember what the reason was for, but I think it was like a spiritual reason. So I don't know if that's the same lady or if she's told other women with locks to cut their hair out. I'm not for sure. But yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, you guys. Dating coaches are grifters. If you're following a dating coach, if you're paying a dating coach, if you're letting a dating coach critique you, you are being preyed upon. That's number one. If you're doing that, I'll say that 9 times out of 10, these women that want you to base your whole life and whole existence on whether a man finds you attractive, they are problematic. I also believe that a dating coach like Ashley Dalton that does not have a husband, apparently, is weird. How in the world is she going to tell you that her method is, valid for finding a man and finding a husband and she ain't got one? And not that having a husband is the end all be all of anything. It's not. But if you're charging somebody for something and you're telling them that you know the keys to success and you don't even have the keys that you're talking about, that doesn't seem like you shouldn't be paying that person. What? Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. Like I have no idea why anybody would listen to this lady. She seems pretentious, stuck up. Like just because you put a whole boatload of makeup on your face, that doesn't make you pretty. And I'm not saying that she's not pretty. I think she's an attractive woman. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that all of it is superficial and immature, in my opinion. Very superficial, very immature. And, women like this, I'm truly, respectfully disgusted by. I don't understand. Let's see here. Pretty Bay says, she tells the truth about women needing to dress better and lose the weight. That's not any insightful information. That more than likely, the fitter you are, the more people that are holla at you. Like that, I would think that anybody with a third grade education would know that. I really thought they would. And besides, why would you base your whole value system on whether a man finds you attractive or not? Where are the dating coaches for men that are and because there are some men, but where are the men that are really like going hard in the gym? Going hard in the gym, making sure that their hair is cut, they smell good, they do this and that, just so that they can be looked at as a sex symbol by women. When? Where? Let's see here. What? Let me see. Somebody in the comments said visual eyes love says so we don't like Ashley now. Let me say this. I'm not in charge of who likes who. I'm one random lady on the internet. I'm not in charge of nothing. I never have been a fan of dating coaches. I believe they prey on the insecurities of black women. And like I said earlier, why in the world would you listen to a dating coach that's telling you how to get a husband and she doesn't have one? Doesn't make sense. It's illogical because you wouldn't listen to anyone that was a financial advisor that was broke. If they didn't have money, you wouldn't listen to them, would you? So that's exactly how she markets herself. I'm not about to argue about that. You can argue semantics, but that's what it is about. But let me go down here and see what everybody has to say.
Grand Rising,
Hi,
no
Jayla. I
trigger.
gotta go to the first lady that was here first though. The first lady was the attraction. Go ahead, attraction.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? Good
Good.
morning.
Good morning. So I was just listening, and I definitely agree with a lot of your points, but I just wanted to comment on a few things. I can definitely agree that some coaches can be grifters, and they can have clear signs of grifting. But I do think it's extreme to say all of dating coaches are grifters, if you get what I'm saying.
Are
And
you married? Us, sis?
what was that?
I said, are
No,
you married?
no, I'm not married.
Okay.
So, but I too am into coaching women to get married. And the reason why I'm saying that not all people who are not married aren't, you know, unable to give advice is because, like for myself, I practice spirituality, like an African traditional spiritual practice. So my advice isn't coming just from the fact that I'm, just trying to get money or just, trying to profit off of Black women's, issues or anything like that. My purpose for doing this is because I, as a spiritualist, you're into the business of putting people into the spirit of things. So if you have knowledge of how to get someone to do something, you're going to share that knowledge. And of course, you're going to get paid for what you're doing because you too have to eat and survive. So if you're going to help people, yes, you should get paid for your services, but helping people that's not the only thing that you're doing you're not just doing it for money always. Like the money is supposed to be just a part of the process because you are doing a service, you're working, your help, it takes time. And especially with coaching takes a lot of time, a lot of, um, mainly a lot of time because you're with people and you're going through their everyday problems and trying to get them from point A to point B to the outcome that they are desiring. So, and that's a lot of work because people can be very complex. So I get what you're saying though, because like the examples you're giving with Ashley, if she's telling people, oh, I'll only do this if you pay me, and the advice she's giving isn't really sound or solid or logical, then yeah, that's a huge red flag. You should be able to tell. You can tell if somebody is genuine in what they're doing or called to do something versus they're just out here trying to make money or get notoriety and popularity. And from the looks of how this Ashley person is, kind of seems like she might be on the notoriety side, and she just is good at gathering a crowd and getting people to follow her, but may not be great at getting the results. So
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Appreciate you, attraction coach. I'll say this. I think that people constantly and consistently prey on the emotions and the desires and the yearnings of Black women because they know that Black women are oftentimes ignored and, unheard. And I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's disgusting. And I think that romance is like the only thing where you don't need credentials because you wouldn't go to a doctor with no experience, no success rate. You wouldn't go to a financial advisor with no results of finances. So to take advice from a dating coach that is not that's telling you that they know how you can attract a husband, a wealthy husband, and they don't have one. For you to talk to an attraction coach that's telling you that they can attract to you your man and they don't have a husband, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense. And in no other arena would you respect their advice other than romance. And that's the reason, that's the only area where people turn off their critical thinking skills. It doesn't make any sense. You're not going to tell me that you can attract something because the first person, if you were great at this, that you would attract something to is yourself. You're going to prioritize the number one first. So if you can't attract it to you, you can't attract it to me. Now, you may be able to tell me some things that may help me get it on my own, but you don't have any keys to any knowledge that a person couldn't find on themselves out of their own mind. It's just a money grab and to prey on Black women's insecurities. And when you have somebody like Ashley Dalton that only basically from what I've seen, and I'm gonna keep it real, I don't follow her, y'all, but the clips and things that I've seen of telling a woman to basically change her whole looks and all of it's rooted in getting male validation. Male validation. If you think you cute, if you think you cute, if you think you pretty, you got to do this, that, and the third. Like, ew, that's disgusting. That's what we're really doing in 2025. Like, trying to tell women how to dress to go to bars to attract some man that you don't even know what type of personality he is or who he is. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna go up here to Jayla. Go ahead, Jayla. I'll start your timer for you. Let me unmute you. You there, Jayla?
Hello, peace goddess. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
Alrighty. Good morning. I did want to just come in and say that I do believe that the industry that she's in is completely exploitive. But what my problem is with Ashley is she is, to me, more infamous than famous in these social spaces because she promotes anti-blackness. Not at any point, I do hear her talk about fitness and getting active, but in addition to that, you're promoting that, but you're someone who has gone under the knife. You know what I mean? So you're like promoting this. It's an unrealistic expectation, and it's rooted in anti-blackness. I'm a woman who's locked, and sometimes I do change my hair and wear other units and things like that. But she's like, that looks dirty. Lose the nose ring, and it's just like Black women should be in spaces where they attract partners that are like them. I know high earners that are not in a corporate setting. These are men who build businesses and are active in their community. So when she says things like that and stripping Black women away from their Blackness and saying you need a weave, you need this, it's like I said, exploitive, and it's rooted in anti-Blackness and misogyny. Like, okay, these guys, but you're not saying, okay, ladies, I want to see you guys journaling. I want you guys to manifest the man that you need. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really having the level of care, and I think you said genuinity about it, it's like, come on. But that's my whole thing with her. And yeah, beautiful woman for sure, talented woman. She is really good at marketing, but again, I said the word infamous. Like, when we pull her up, we see videos of her, going in on Black women. And yeah, I felt some type of way about her saying that about Black women's hair. And I do believe that in the media we are portrayed as overweight. The mammy trope is a thing. So fitness is important. Spirituality is, important. So fitness is important. Spirituality is, important, but what she is doing is exploitive. And like I said, it's rooted in anti-blackness. You don't tell a black woman her natural hair is wrong in any form. I've seen women cut their hair and go back on her platform and be like, hey, so look. And she's praising them and saying all of these great things. And it's like, is that not the same woman who came in, So I don't know. That's my little tea. Thank you for letting me share.
Okay, no problem, no problem. You like I said, you guys, I saw a viral clip of her of where there was a black woman that had previously come on her platform to get advice on, the way she should dress and wear her hair to attract a wealthy man. That was her first mistake, but whatever, that's up to her. I do understand that there are a lot of black women that feel insecure and less than, because you have to feel insecure to ever come to a woman. First of all, to a woman to tell you what men like. I think that the smartest thing, the most intelligent thing would to be find someplace where there are wealthy men and ask them directly what they like, as opposed to asking a woman. But nonetheless, she had put in this title about this girl's weight and all of this other stuff. The young woman only asked her to alter the title of the video. That's it. She said, I feel uncomfortable. Can you alter the title of the video? She told this woman she will do it if she pays her, if she sends a payment to her assistant, and then had the audacity to say that she's trying to help black women. No, you're trying to help yourself to their pockets. That's it. And that's what I mean. It's like black women have got to stop publicly showing the world that they're insecure. You don't need this woman to validate you. You don't need this woman to tell you what weight you need to lose. If you need to lose weight, you know it. You don't need her to tell you. If you need to dress better or whatever, you don't need her to tell you that you need to dress better. There's a million different websites. There's a million different TikTok pages that people style clothes and give people a whole detailed way of how to dress. You know what I'm saying? You can look up your body type on Google and find out, hey, what's the best type for a pear shape? What's the best body shape? What's the best way to dress for an apple shape? Whatever. There's no reason why you should be paying this woman right here to tell you how to get a wealthy husband, and she doesn't even have one. That doesn't make any sense to me why you would do that. It's literally not logical. And no, what some women need to do is they need a savior. They need somebody to tell them that they have the keys to success. And these women don't have the keys to success. They don't. You know what I'm saying? And the gaming princess, I don't know why you're following me. And you're saying that some people need to hear it. I sound mad. Let me tell you something. The gaming gangsta, what is it? What is your name? The gangsta rap, or what is this? The gangsta princess? Okay. That's already, let me not even do that. Let me just say this is that I'm not mad, because you want to know why I'm not mad is because I have a husband. Not trying to be funny. I have one. So I'm not looking for none of this stuff. You probably are, which is why you're defending Ashley Dalton. So if you needed some advice, you would be better served coming to me instead of Ashley Dalton. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with black women losing weight or working out. All I said is that if you know that you need to lose weight and work out, you don't need Ashley Dalton to tell you. You don't need to pay her to tell you something that you already know. And why would I be mad about that? What? Why would I be mad? And this is exactly why black women always get taken advantage of, because y'all would rather attack somebody that is telling you to think critically. You would rather attack them than ask yourself, she's telling me that I can find a millionaire and all I have to do is change my outfit and my hair. But only 8%, less than 8% of Americans of all races are millionaires. Do you know that the majority of millionaires, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 85% of millionaires are already married? So what do you think the odds are of any of that happening for you? Whether you go in a gym and have washboard abs, whether you go to the gym and build them quads up or not, or whether you go and get the baddest dress from wherever and get your hair done in the best sew-in with a weave flowing down your back with wand curls and a swoop, huh? But you want to come at me? Use your brain, okay? And that's all I have to say to you. If you follow her, that's great. But get out of here with that stuff, because I'm talking about something that is actually logical and is not rooted in your feelings. And if you follow Ashley Dalton, baby girl, you calling yourself the gangster princess? Well, how is that going to get you some rich, bougie white man? Isn't he going to be scared and be like, excuse me, why is one of these type of blacks in here? Huh? Don't you think you need to, first of all, change your name? Gangster princess? That's a little ratchet, don't you think? Right? Doesn't sound like you follow Ashley Dalton at all. Because I know Ashley Dalton would have told you, stop that, sis. All right? Stop that. Well, if you have a successful black man, then why are you in here defending? Excuse me. If you have a successful black man in here, then why are you in here saying goofy stuff? Get out of here, goofy. Let me keep going. Go ahead, Simply Caramel.
Hey, Trigger. Good morning. Once again, I'm so happy to catch one of your lives, girl. I don't miss none of your YouTube videos. I don't get the notifications on your lives, but again, I'm just so appreciative for your space and girl, all of these the talking points and just everything like. I am so sick and tired of male-centered women. I feel like as long as there is a level of desperation in women, they will always be room for panders and grifters to fill their pockets. And I hate to say it, but majority do be us black women. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like there's a correlation to lack of self-respect, lack of self-love, and the need for constant male validation. I feel like I don't know who Ashley Dalton is. I never heard of her. I don't really follow dating coaches, but I just feel like when it comes to the male-centeredness in women, I definitely feel like anytime I hear a woman talking about if you need to look a certain way, you have to talk a certain way, you have to join certain friend groups, you have to join certain social groups or place yourself in certain places, yacht clubs and memberships and all this stuff. It's like, why? My thing is, that's a problem right there. If you feel like you got to do all of this to get a man instead of doing it just because you want to do it for yourself, right? I don't feel like there's an issue with if you want to level yourself up as a woman, you want to present yourself a certain way, do all of that stuff because you want to do it because it's coming from self-love. You want to do it for you, not for no man. You know what I'm saying? Not for no man. Like, that is very pick me ideology type thing. The older that I get, the more that I'm really starting to put two and two together and realize this stuff. I definitely stay away from women like that. I feel like these type of women are the same type of women that may have grew up feeling like, men are the simpler creatures and women are the complicated ones. Or these are the same type of women that don't get along with other women, but they seem to get along great with men, or they seem to understand or have a better understanding of men, but have a hard time with having female relationships. It's because of the pick me ideology. It's because of the male-centeredness. And I really wish that my thing is, younger women, it's like, when you still trying to learn yourself and find yourself, you don't really know no better, you still kind of naive, you can kind of get some grace. But these are grown, full-fledged grown women that I'm seeing, which is very scary. It's like, when do you get to a point where you are looking around and putting two and two together, and it's 2025, like, why are we still having these ideologies? I don't get it. I definitely had a lot more things to say, and like it was something you had mentioned too when you were responding to the one girl in the comment. I definitely have an issue with women as well. Like, I don't have an issue with Black women dating out, but I don't like the idea that, a lot of women are saying like, oh, as a Black woman, like you just date a white man, just go get a white man, or just go like, it's like you got to do all these things trying to, prioritize and trying to get a husband, trying to get a rich husband that's going to afford you a stay-at-home, to be a stay-at-home wife and live a soft life. Like, come on, where is the self-respect? Where is the self-love? Like, why are we so desperate? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about what race of man you date. It's not about how you look. It's not about how you talk. It's not about your social group. And I'm going to say one last thing because I see my time is running out. I'm not the type of woman, I don't necessarily believe that we are what we attract. I feel like you are what you entertain. That speaks a lot more about you as a person, the type of things that you entertain, because you can attract anything. You can't control who comes up and say hi to you, but you can control who you sit there and entertain and give conversation to. So I definitely feel like grown women, we really got to start learning from our experiences, learning from other people, learning like love. In order for you to get love, you have to become love. You have to realize that love starts with you. If you don't accept yourself and you don't love yourself, you cannot expect for a man, woman, anybody else to love and accept you. And I'll go ahead and land there.
All right. I appreciate you, Simply Carmel, and I definitely agree with you. I got some more people in here, so I'll just go back. I was gonna say something, but I'll just keep going. Go ahead, Vicky.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. Yeah. See, I understand what you were saying and what everybody's saying. I feel like it goes back to this. I know a lot of people not gonna agree, but it go back to like the mean girl shit, right? We have these friends around us, these females around us, these girls around us. We work with females. Some of us hang with females, but we can't come to them. Like, instead of going to this woman, I feel like we should all have at least one girlfriend that we can talk to when we're feeling low. Because sometimes you do need somebody to talk to. Sometimes it's hard to just do it by yourself. Sometimes it's hard to just figure everything out on your own. Sometimes you do need support. But we shouldn't have to go on social media and talk to some stranger that she don't give a damn about. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I don't think she cares about nobody, for real. I'm just saying. I think that this is she's just monetizing, and it's okay. It's the hustle. It's the game. I'm not knocking it, but this is where unity come in at. I feel like we should be supporting each other more. We should be able to come to each other more. Like, hey, girl, I've been feeling low. I've been feeling low. I haven't been feeling pretty. I haven't been. It's hard for me to approach, or it's hard for me to be approached because I'm in a bad mind space. We should be able to talk to each other where money isn't involved. That way it's more genuine, right? I'm not making no money from giving you advice from what I have experienced or just considering what I'm saying, right? So I feel like that have a lot to do with the whole mean girl thing that's to me, it's a huge thing in the girl community. We should be there. I feel we should be more supportive of each other, and we won't have to go to some stranger lady and while she getting money and people clowning you in the chat, talking trash next. They're all depressed and stuff. They're asking for advice, asking about, their weight and stuff. So that's just my view. My view is let's just support each other more, because we shouldn't need money or we shouldn't capitalize from each other's insecurities. We should just be more supportive.
All right. I appreciate you, Vicky. I see a lot of people in the comments. Like somebody said, never mind. You know what? It's a full house in here. I'll say what I have to say after I get everybody a chance to speak. Go ahead, Elle. Let me
Good
unmute my.
morning,
Good
beautiful
morning. How are you?
ladies. So first of all, I just want to say I love this fellowship and conversation, even if we have differences in opinion. I'm going to kind of be the devil's advocate on this one. Of course, self-love is how you express basically your light, how you feel about yourself. I do feel that if you take care of yourself and you show that through good health, good eating, mental health, that's very important, being mentally stable, emotionally intelligent, etc., that will obviously attract certain type of men. I don't feel that women should base their whole identity on a man, but having a husband is a beautiful union. It is beautiful. Now, in regards to Ashley, I feel that, yeah, she's monetizing on this niche, right? There's a need, especially ever since Kevin Samuels passed away. There is a need for this harsh truth that needs to be said. Now, some might say this isn't truth, this isn't Bible, but we're not listening sometimes to what these men are saying. And what she's saying, a lot of men are uplifting. Now, if we have our own requirements for these men, right? There are certain things that we want from them. Then we shouldn't be upset if they're saying, like, listen, I want my woman to be fit, because if she's fit, I know that she's going to be around for a long time. I'm going to fall in love with her. We can live a long life together. Or I want my woman not to nag me so much. I want her to like trust me, trust my opinion, let me lead this family. I know what I'm doing. You know, there's certain things that men are saying that we just got to accept. It is what it is. If we don't want them, then we need to move around them and go find the type of man that we want to be with. But if we want these high value, alpha, dominant, successful, not only financially, but strategy wise, mentally, etc., then we need to sit back and listen. That's all I want to say. But also, we need to uplift ourselves. We are not each other's competition. We are each other's advocates. And if anything has taught us anything about 350,000 Black women being laid off, is that we need to come together. Together, we are stronger. And we shouldn't be upset with each other for having, or, you know, kind of put each other down for having differences of opinion. No one's the same. So just trust in each other's, you know, I guess like path for yourself, like trust in that, and just band together. I also, and I'll close with this, I am that friend, and I did lose a friend. She's a beautiful girl, but she kept complaining how she was going out all these dates and all these guys basically wanted to do was just sleep with her and leave her alone. And I let her know I went from 300 pounds to 200 pounds in over a year and a half naturally. I didn't have any surgeries. I got a trainer and I ate right and I got myself together. And the type of men that I have in my, you know, grasp is 100% different than when I was bigger, and they're way more quality. I will say that. So that was my opinion, and I gave it to her, and she didn't like it, and she dropped me as a friend. So sometimes the truth-telling friends, we're the enemy, and I'll die on that hill. I didn't say it in a rude way. I said it more in like, hey girl, how I feel compared to how I felt at 100 pounds heavier is like night and day. And my dating pool has increased and it is way better, you know? So that's all I have to say. And thank you for letting me have time to speak on your platform.
Hey, no problem, no problem. I did want to say that there's a need right now and a niche for this type of content, because Black women as a large collective are full of low self-esteem and are looking for and seeking validation. The collective of Black men in the Black community do not uplift Black women and say that they're beautiful or say that they're their top picks. It's always someone else and another race of woman. And so Black women by large have extremely low self-esteem. They also have that low self-esteem paired with being completely unrealistic. And that's where Kevin Samuels came in. He wasn't trying to help Black women. That's where Ashley Dalton comes in. She's not trying to help Black women. If she was trying to help Black women, when the Black woman that she said that she was trying to help said, hey, this title of video that you have here is hurtful It's hurting my feelings. You don't have to take the video down. Can you just please take out a certain thing out of the title? She would have said, absolutely, sure. I'm only here to help, sis. She wouldn't have said send a payment to my assistant and I'll take it down if you pay me. So I think that we got to start really using our heads and being honest here. It's a cash grab. It's nothing about, like people said in the comments, is it about monetizing? Like nobody can make any money. You can make money. That's not a problem. When you do social media, you probably make a couple bucks. The issue is you making the money based on giving black women fraudulent advice, unrealistic advice that probably won't work for them, and a whole host of other things. Just because you change your hair, just because you change your clothes, just because you lose weight, that's not going to necessarily get you who you want. You also listening to a woman that doesn't even have what you want about how to get what you want makes no sense. You losing weight and then your first thought is about your dating pool expanding, as opposed to thinking about how great you feel about yourself and how your health is improved, is extremely male-centered, and that's something that definitely has to be checked. Being focused on your looks, because most of the time this woman, that when I ever see her, she's focused on telling a woman how they look and what's the image that they need to portray to get these men, instead of what is the quality of these men. Are we looking past, is he faithful? Is he honest? Is he loyal? What type of character does he have? What type of character do you have? You need to realize that the number one thing that you need to be working on yourself in attracting whoever is what's on the inside. It's not your weight. I'm not saying that men are not attracted to fit women that are not overweight or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is the number one thing that will keep and maintain a relationship is what's on the inside. Because as you stay married for a long time, like I have been, when you first see somebody, oh my gosh, they fine. Ooh, he's so fine. He's so sexy. Ooh, I love his body. Ooh, she's so fine. She's so sexy. I love her face. I love her body. Ooh. But as you get on and go on in the relationship and you go on in the marriage, looks don't even mean anything. I've been married for 15 years. Yes, my husband's attractive. He fine. But I don't see that no more. I see him, his soul, because we've been together so long. And none of these women focus on any of these things. And they focus on the superficial, and it's crazy because it's so many black women that speaks to, and I have no idea. And it also speaks to the irrationality, because you're telling all of these women that you know where to go, like I said earlier, to get these rich men, to get these high value men, to get these millionaires, these men that are making 7 figures. Nobody ever looks at the stats on these things. No one ever looks at the stats and the statistics. 8%, as I said earlier, less than 8% of people are millionaires in the United States. And the majority of the people that are millionaires, the men, are already married. So where do you think that you're going to find these men? Not to mention, they're telling you, oh, you find this rich white man. The majority of white men, respectfully, statistically, this is not my feelings, statistically are not interested in black women, whether you're fit or not. Not to say that there aren't white men that are attracted to black women, because there are. There are men of all races that are attracted to black women. But what I'm telling you is, first of all, you have to fit a very specific archetype. And no one ever tells black women that. Why? Because they want to keep running their pockets. But statistically, it's not. White people date inside the race way more often. So you have a woman monetizing all of these things and telling you that you have to change all of these things, and that's going to bring this rich white T-man that's going to pay all your bills, and you're going to sit at home and be a kept wife, a soft life. It's not logical or rational. And I wish that y'all would understand and stop thinking about your feelings and your emotions and fantasies and actually think in reality. And anytime someone tries to tell you something that is rooted in reality and not emotions, y'all get mad at that person. And somebody said black men don't marry black women. Black men have the lowest marriage rates out of everybody. I think 36% of them get married at least once. So I'm not saying that black men are the option either. So I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to push them on black men. All I'm saying is your odds of finding whoever is slim. Right? So if you have somebody tell you that, hey, you know what? I know where you can find a man that makes $1 bajillion a year. All you have to do is change your face, your body, your personality, your hair, do all of this. It's male-centered, and it's also delusional. And it is a cash grab. They're preying on your hope and your desire to find someone to pay their bills. Now, their bills will be paid, but you will be somewhere wondering why. Look, I've worked out. I've lost the weight. I've changed my clothes. I've changed my hair. I'm in the right places. Why no husband? Why? But they don't care about those questions that you ask yourself. All they care about is the instant gratification of your cash app or your payment. And I wish more black women would think about that. But I swear, y'all want to be lied to. Y'all want someone to lie to y'all. And everybody that lies to y'all and tells y'all that y'all can get things that more than likely, and this isn't my feelings, since y'all want to hear, y'all want to bring up Kevin Samuels, y'all want to hear facts over feelings, the majority of y'all will never, ever, ever get, period. No matter how much you work out. But y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to hear somebody lie to you and sell y'all a fantasy. And that's strange to me. It's very, very weird that you would rather someone lie to you than tell you the truth. That's it. I already said, a lot of people up here are new. I've never seen these people before in my life, and they've never been in here. I'll just say this is that this platform that I have is for black women, uplifting black women, loving black women, protecting black women, and telling black women the truth. So if you don't want to hear the truth and you don't want me to actually tell you the truth for real so that you're not preyed on, then you probably need to exit right now. I'm not asking you for no money. I'm married. I've been married for 15 years. It'll be 16 years this year. I don't got no class to tell you how to get a husband, how to find a man, because there's no way to tell you that. And if somebody tells you that they know, they're a liar. They're a liar. They're lying to you. They want you to pay their bills. So I don't have a class. I don't have a dog in this fight. All I'm telling you is to stop allowing yourself to be preyed on by people that do not care about you and they're selling you a dream. Ashley Dalton ain't the only one. You got the other dude that's a dating coach. That other guy, Anton or whatever his name is a whole bunch of them. It's not just her. I'm just talking about her today because I was disgusted by the fact that a black woman told her that the title of her video hurt her feelings and she didn't take it down. She said, you got to pay me first. That's disgusting. So anyway, I'm going to just keep going because it makes me so mad that so many black women really want to be lied to. It's literally insane. And if you've been listening to this lady for a year or two, where your husband at? Huh? That's my question. Where is he? Oh, he's not nowhere. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Calandra. I'll go to Calandra and then T Scorpio.
I just want to say, when people bring up Kevin Samuels, I just feel like if you're going to take marriage advice from people, I think you should do it with someone who's married. Because if he had all the success on how to tell you how to get a high value man, why didn't he have a high value woman? I do agree with the first one. Dating coaches are scammers. And I definitely do agree with you when you say it's rooted in pickmeism, because as somebody who's like working on my weight, definitely not doing it for a man, because the average black man isn't worth the stress. The average one isn't. And I definitely agree with you preying on black women insecurities. You talking about you lost weight, then increase and saying that it increase your dating rule. That's sort of rooted in pickmeism, because for you to sit up here and say the things that men want and most of them are not even that, that's male-centeredness. Like, I'm sorry. And like you said, Trigger, when you said 50-50, I think 2 out of 3 black women are male-centered. Like, I think most of them, their ultimate goal in life is to get a man, and most of them are going to do whatever they have to do to get one. And that's really sad and dangerous, because they never really end up getting like a great guy. Like I told you, most pick-me's I know, the type of men they have, woo, like, girl, that is not it, like, at all. But that's all I wanted to say.
All right. I appreciate you, Calandra. So it's good to see you, sis. And also, somebody mentioned Yada in the comments. I think that Yada is a definite, the same type of person. He's definitely a grifter. You know, he's already been exposed for beating the brakes off of his wife. But that's another thing. I remember he went viral by saying that women should not allow a man to talk to them or approach them unless he has $25,000 for them. And do you know how many black women I saw in the comments like, yes, sis, he can't even talk to me if he not gonna give me he not gonna send me that $25,000. And it's like, are you insane? What man do you really think has $25,000 to give, and to give a woman that he doesn't even know if she's gonna like him or not, or gonna be around? Y'all really think that $25,000 is that easy to come by, and that men are really gonna do that for the most part? And I'm not even talking about wealthy men, poor men, in between men, any man. You know what I'm saying? And that is when I really realized, like, wow. And when I tried to say something, there was so many black women that attacked me, said that I'm trying to get black women to settle for less. Oh, why am I hating on this man and all of this stuff? That let me know at that exact time that black women really are a lot. And this isn't all, of course, because the black women that come on my platform are not like that. But the black women these new black women that are in the chat and stuff, I don't know y'all. Y'all are exactly who I'm talking to, are delusional. Because why would that speak to you? Why wouldn't you realize that this man is trying to get money from you and attention and go viral? That he knows doggone well no man is gonna give you $25,000 just to talk to you. Like, and if he does give it to you, he definitely want to do something beyond talk. But anyway, let me just keep going, man. Yes, Yada is definitely one of them as well. I don't discriminate. And for somebody that said I put Ashley Dalton's picture up here for attention, ma'am, I put everybody's picture up here every day. It's not my fault that this is the first time you see my live. I put everybody's picture up there when I'm talking about a topic. Yeah, I'm not degrading her or talking about her looks. I think she's an attractive woman. So what are we talking about? I would never degrade a black woman. Let me go up here to T and then Miss Chrissy, baby.
Hey, good morning, morning. Oh Lord, you starting the morning off hot, right? And I see the I see that the comment section and everything is getting a little bit rowdy this early. Damn, I barely even drunk my coffee. Any cahoots. So yeah, so about dating coaches, you already know how I feel about dating coaches. I really don't personally. I don't like dating coaches. No disrespect for anyone who is a dating coach and everything. The whole idea to manifest a husband into your life, I think personally, this is like I said, it's my humble opinion that I think is just low key pathetic, honestly speaking, because there's so much things in life than to get a husband. I mean, I'm a type of woman that believe that women should be the best version of themselves for themselves and not for a man. You know, and would I be lying if I say if you walk in that type of light that it just so happened men do flock to you? Yeah, absolutely they do, because you're focused on something else, and I don't encourage women to be focused on men, honestly speaking, and that's just my humble opinion. I don't tell women to be focused on men. If I can speak as a married woman, a newly married woman, my marriage just literally landed on my lap. I did not manifest a husband. I did not pray on a husband. He literally like he was there, of course, but when he proposed to me, that was a big like, whoa, this hitting me out of nowhere. And I guess it's because I simply just put it out there that, oh, you know, if I was to get married, it's for this and that reason, this reason for that reason. Until then, I'm perfectly happy being single. I'm perfectly happy taking care of me and my son by myself. And my husband, well, now husband proposed to me, you know, and offered me not only just his provision, he offered me his protection as well. And that's what I was gonna mention as well, where Trigger already beat me to the punch when she said, is he a man of quality? Is he nice? Is he generous? Is he loyal? Do he believe in the, you know, I'm sorry, did he believe in protecting and providing his wife? Is he safe? Is he nurturing? You know, is he a good communicator? Those are the most important things I would say. I would say that is important as well as provision, because someone told me this saying that not every man that provides is a good man, but good men are providers. I really do believe that, and I understand the concept of women that want that. I really, really do. But I feel like because they know women want security, that's how they're able to prey on women. And I don't blame necessarily the women for that type of desperation. I really blame men. It all boils down to men. I blame men for this. And the reason why I blame men for this, because men have been shown to be unreliable. Men have been shown to be so unreliable in the past, God knows how long, to the point that women don't want to get with a man unless she feels that he has unless he has security. In which I don't blame women for wanting to do that, you know. But to surround your whole life for a man and center a man on trying to get a man, I don't see that working out in a positive way. I could see you possibly landing a dude like that, but he probably won't be a man that you necessarily like. If you're okay with that, if you can live with that, that's cool. That's whatever. But to be out here, oh, let me get advice on how to get a man. I don't think that's the best approach. I don't think that's the best approach. My personal opinion. I'm sorry. I'm also chopping up mangoes and I'm trying not to cut my fingers. So I'm gonna end it for now.
Okay, all right, all right. I appreciate you, T. I'll just say, like I said earlier, I tried to appeal to you guys' sense of logic there in the chat, and I see that once again, and I'm not surprised because a lot of black women, at least 50%, don't work off logic at all. They work off just their feelings and fantasies. I think it's a combination of feelings and fantasies. Let me say this is that there's nothing wrong, like somebody said in the comments, with leveling up. Nothing wrong at all. What the problem is, you ask me, where do you see men, a lot of men, where there's a man that's telling other men how to get a woman, and the men are like, oh, I've got to change everything who I am, or I'm not going to be able to get a woman. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I've got to do this. And then there are a whole bunch of other men in the comments like, yeah, bro, that's right, bro. You got to do that. You got to get that woman. Cause if you don't got a woman, you got it. Like, where do you see men doing that? Right? You don't see men collectively doing that. Why? Because men don't look at women like that. Women, male-centered women, are the ones that put that much focus on men and make it the end all be all. And what's crazy is that the moment you stop looking, the moment you stop pursuing, the moment you stop doing these things, that will probably be the time that you find a man, as opposed to you searching, trying. That's not going to attract anyone except someone that realizes your desperation. But like I said, I have no idea why y'all don't want to, like, honestly, think critically about these things. It's like real scary to me. Like, because if I came up here and told y'all a whole bunch of lies, and I told y'all that, hey, you know what? All you guys have to do is buy my ebook. It's $9.99, and I can tell you exactly how to get a man like mine, a man that pays all the bills. Y'all would eat that up. But instead, I'm telling you to focus on, self-love, and not focus your what you perceive. If a man is not attracted to you, then that means that you're not attractive. I'm saying that that's not the way to be. That's not the way to be at all. And Yams, I'm gonna, hey, Kalandra, can you block a person named Yams in here? Yams 333. Please block this person. Let me just keep going.
I blocked.
Thank you. Like I said, you guys want to be lied to. That's what y'all want. And you chasing after men is
Hold
not
on, wait,
gonna work.
Trigger. Should I block Mia Slay forever? She said it's real masculine in here.
You know what, Mia Slay, hold on, before you block her, let me say this. Mia, you're another one of those delusional women. I see in your profile picture you have on a pink dress. A lot of y'all have listened to these women, and you think that just because you have a pink dress on and you put some curls in your hair, that makes you feminine. I am feminine by the mere fact that I'm a black woman, which is connected to the most divine femininity that you will ever have. Just because I have a mind, and I have a mind of thought outside of a man, doesn't make me masculine. Not that I even care what you perceive me to be anyway, but I just really need y'all to get a grip. Y'all go on here, y'all listen to these women that tell you that you're gonna find the man of your dreams. All you have to do is put on a pink dress and wear pink fingernail polish and pretend to be this cookie cutter image of femininity, not realizing that the men that you attract by cosplaying like that are normally men that view women as subservient. When you become a pick me, when you become male-centered, the men that you attract are always, most likely, I would say 9 out of 10 are men that that view women in a piss poor way. Because a man that believed that women were actual human beings and on their same level would be disgusted by a woman with behavior like yourself. And I really wish that if y'all look and y'all see notable pick-me's, like what's her name? Since all of these pick-me's are in here, I know y'all know who she is. Janine, just a girl. Do y'all have y'all seen her husband? Do y'all see what type of man she has? Huh? That's exactly the type of man that you attract when you become that way. You don't attract some man that actually really respects you and really loves you, that you're really going to have a conversation with. He's really going to see your heart and soul. No, you attract the man that says, go ahead and go in there and get in that kitchen. Get in that kitchen, heifer. Go wash them dishes. Go make my sandwich and shut up. That's the type of man that you attract when you feel like that. So Mia, whatever, she can get blocked now, Kalandra. I just wanted to give her some information so maybe she can use that in her real life and every day. But let me go up here to
Can I just get like just 15 seconds? Is that
yeah, yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Is that all right, Chrissy? I don't want to like.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, sis. And before, like, you ladies don't think that I understand your plight. Trust me, I understand. Anyone who know me, include, like, my lovely host here and all the ladies that know me know that I am a supposed gold digger. I don't believe in, I personally don't believe in marrying for love. I believe in marrying for business purposes with the idea that I'm going to get security out of giving a man my time. Trust and believe, ladies. I understand where you are coming from, but the only difference is that I did not go out and look and search. What I did was doing me. I was in my own business, minding my business, being successful, taking care of my child, like I said, minding my business. And here comes a man of quality that offered everything that I want in a husband. This is not a lie that's telling you to lower your standards. Absolutely not. Always aim for the best of the best if you are interested in a relationship. Only if you're interested in a relationship, do not settle. Make the right choice, make the best choice because you believe that you are the best. That's the only little like words of encouragement if I can say.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, T. Let me go up here to Miss Chrissy, baby, and then I'm gonna let Attraction and L speak, and then I'll go ahead and drop them so that I can add some more people up. Go ahead, Miss Chrissy, baby.
Good morning, Trigger. Good morning, T ladies. Um, this makes me sad. My thing is, what's wrong with being single? Like, I don't think people really understand that because when you have that mindset, like, I cultivated an amazing life for myself. I focused on my career, my sisterhood of friendships. We travel together. I have a really fun life. I laugh all the time. I mean, work is work, but I do well in my career. Of course, men approach me and come to me, but my life is so good. My mindset is you have to be so extraordinary and add so much to my life and prove that you can sustain that for me to even entertain a man. It's really not that serious. I don't feel like I'm losing or missing out on something because I don't have a husband, or I don't have a man, because my life is so fulfilled by the hard work I've done, by therapy, by building community with other women. If you can't even get along with women in a partnership with somebody of your own physical, biological makeup, how are you going to have another whole man in your house? I just don't understand that. I don't even know if I want to live with another man, but that's a whole nother. I'm just a little disappointed because I didn't know there was still so many women that are male-centered in this climate. Like, Black women femicide is in the World Health Organization as an epidemic at this point. Like, I think you have to be extremely picky and extremely cautious of who you let into your life, especially a man, because they are predator. And that's not being like negative and saying, oh, you're never going to get a husband. But what if you never get a husband and you spend 50 years trying to get a husband? You wasted all that time instead of traveling, instead of making yourself feel and look beautiful for yourself, instead of building sisterhood, instead of reading and studying and getting an education. doing things that you want to do that some people, your grandmothers, your great grandmothers couldn't do because they didn't have the rights to do that. Like, we're supposed to be living our grandmother's dream right now. And everything that glitter isn't gold. I know so many women that was so desperate to seek love and their relationships are in complete shambles. But on Facebook, it looked cute. On Facebook, the pictures look cute, but they're calling me for advice and crying on my shoulder because they're having a hard time in their relationship that they begged for and prayed for most of their life, when they could have used that time to be where I'm at, overseas somewhere traveling. I just don't get it. I wish that women understand the dangers in men. I wish women understand our value to the point where, again, it's not like men don't approach me, but my life is good, baby. You're going to have to bring me, you have to double what I did for myself 10 times fold. And I'm still probably going to be picky and give you a hard time because I'm just not going to just take that gamble on what I build for myself. The self-esteem I build for myself. I worked hard for this. I work hard to get to where I'm at today. You just can't come in here and destroy everything I built for myself. And I think if women go into life with that mindset, I don't even want to say like maybe you'll get a man. If you don't, you don't. If you do, that's a blessing. But make sure if you do, he adds to your life, not something that you can show off to your friends on Facebook or Instagram, like, I got a man, I got a man. But inside you crying, I want an authentic life, authentically happy, inside, outside, in front of you, behind closed doors. And if a man can't provide that for you, then what's the point? What are you doing it for? I don't know. It's just sad. I'm so sad that I'm sad. I didn't know there's so many women that's like this in 2025 when they're taking our rights. They're trying to lower the age of consent to 14. And you want a man? I'm baffled.
All right, all right, all right. I appreciate you, Miss Chrissy, baby. I just wanted to say in the comments, I did block quite a few ladies that were in the chat, but I really wish that y'all would stop trying to play me like I'm stupid. If somebody comes in the chat and says this person is masculine, like when somebody responded back and said, oh, we are all have masculine and feminine energy, that is true. But that person said that I was masculine in an attempt to try to degrade and demean me. Like I said, the crazy thing is like I said earlier, is that Black women, I really feel like a lot of y'all, at least 50%, don't want to be talked to nicely. Now, I'm telling you actually something that's really true. But I think that's the thing, is like when people are telling you the truth, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear, like 50% at least of Black women want to hear fantasies, and they want to work off of fantasies and feelings instead of the truth. Now, once again, you have a woman that was up here, Ashley Dalton, right? That said something about a Black woman. The Black woman said, hey, I feel some type of way about it. Could you at least change the title? And she said, no. The only way I'll change the title is if you pay me. She didn't care about this lady's feelings. She didn't care about how she felt. She didn't care about none of that. And y'all are in here telling me that I'm some type of way. I'm hating on you because I want you to think about things critically, that I don't want you to center your whole life around whether a man finds you attractive or not. And that relates to me being obese, which I'm not. But y'all want to say that. Y'all want to call me masculine. Y'all want to call me all of these things, but y'all would rather pay a woman to help you do something that she cannot help you do. That she can't, and not to mention, she doesn't even have what she's telling you that you'll be able to find, but you're attacking me. It just doesn't make any sense. You think that it's okay for a woman to tell you that you need to focus on changing your entire being to have a man, when I can guarantee you a man is not going to change his whole being to look for you? Why would you do something for a man that he would never do for you? Where do you see the plethora of men, the thousands and thousands and millions of men that say that they need to change everything about themselves so that they can find a woman? Oh, I need to change my hair. I need to change my cologne. I need to change my facial hair. I need to change my body. I need to change my clothes. I need to change all of these things to get a man. To get a woman. You never hear that happen. You don't. Because men don't prioritize women in that way. But you know who prioritizes men in that way? Male-centered, pick-me type women. And I'm sorry that you feel some type of way about that. I'm sorry that you do. I'm sorry that you do. But it's because you, once again, you want to live in a state of fantasies and feelings. And I'm going to say it again. I've already said it. I'm going to say it to you one more time. When you have women that tell you that all you have to do is dress a certain type of way and look a certain type of way, and you're going to get this rich, wealthy man that's going to take you all over the world. He's going to take you to Greece and he's going to take you to here, there, and there, and everywhere. She's lying to you. She tells you that all you have to do is get in the gym and get washboard abs and everything is going to be great for you. Can you tell me about the many beautiful women that are completely stunning that don't have husbands? I can think of we can go across generational lines. I think Bernice Burgos is 40 plus. She doesn't have a husband. You have somebody like, what's her name? Jada Waiter. She's in her late 20s or 30. She's not married. You have a whole host of women that are extremely attractive black women that are in the spaces that they need to be in, and they still don't have a husband or men that treat them with respect. Why? Because most men that are even going to have the type of money that you're looking for are going to be extremely disrespectful. But once again, y'all don't want to live in any type of reality at all. Y'all just want to live in a place of delusion. And as I said earlier, for the average everyday woman, no matter what you do to yourself, 8%, less than 8%, excuse me, of Americans are millionaires. And the majority of millionaires are already married. So y'all got to really get a grip on what you think is going to happen for yourself. And anyone telling you that it can happen for you and they have the keys to tell you is lying. And now I see this. My mind is actually being opened right now today with all of these black women in here. I'm realizing that a lot of y'all are completely delusional. And I think the main goal, to somebody that said in the comments, the main goal should be bettering yourself. Absolutely. Your main goal should never be doing all of these things to improve yourself to get a man. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And does anybody ever look at anything? I remember Keke Palmer did an interview with Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey was like, why didn't y'all relationships work out? I hooked you up with several wealthy men, millionaires, billionaires. And she said, you know what? Those millionaires don't treat women right. They think they can do whatever they want to women and get away with it. That's Keke Palmer, a woman that's also plugged into luxury and social circles. But y'all would rather listen to some random lady on the internet than people that are actually living the lifestyle that you're talking about. That's why I said that y'all want to live in a state of feelings and fantasy. You don't want to live in reality. And the reason why of that 50%, at least, of black women get played with every day, dogged out, okey doked, baby mama, hit and quit, is because y'all refuse to live in reality. And you are mad about whoever tries to tell you the truth. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go through, and get rid of some of y'all. Let me go down here to because I'm not used to a lot of people being in this panel, and I can tell that the people that are in here, y'all are not my people at all. Y'all are delusional women, and it's actually hurt my spirit to know that there are so many of y'all that are really out of touch with reality. Let me go down here to attraction. Go ahead, sis. If you had something to say, I'll unmute you.
Oh, got it. Well, thank you for allowing me to be on your platform today. It is an interesting conversation, and I respect, a lot of what you're saying and get where it's coming from. I guess because I'm in this sector, I am just trying to give a different perspective, not trying to come from a delusional space, but I just wanted to share, there's another perspective to coaching. A lot of these coaches out here do come across as grifters because they are trying to sell a dream of obtaining a rich, wealthy man. And of course, women want that because women want to be spoiled and pampered and all these things. And so, of course, you're going to have a lot of women who desire those things. But like you said, that's not rooted in reality. But not every coach is out here just trying to get people to run out here and just get married and get wealthy men. There is a lot of that going on because they've seen people like Shara Seven, and others get, popular off teaching that stuff. But real dating coaches are really trying to help people get what it is they want. And when you want something, there's a method and a process to get it. I know earlier you said that, there's no way to teach someone how to get married, but there actually is. There's all kinds of ways to get married. Like one process.
Attraction. Can I ask you a question? Would you like to be married?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if you would like to be married and you believe that you can teach somebody how to be married, then how come you haven't taught yourself that?
It's not that I need to teach myself that. My situation is complicated because, like I said, I practice an African spiritual tradition. So there's certain things limiting my ability to get married. I have spiritual responsibilities that I have to do as a priestess. So that my situation is unique. So I'm not coming here as somebody who's inexperienced in love. I came from a 2-parent household. My parents, their anniversary is literally today. Everybody around me is married. My brother's married. My best friends are married. I know marriage, no love, and I know healthy relationships. So I'm not unfamiliar with those things. And if I was in a normal space, I would have been married already. But I'm not able to do that. But the reason I have the ability to help teach someone is because of my spiritual background, my ability to create other new methods to help people get what it is they want. That's what a priestess does. Not just with love, but with money, with, healing, all kind of things. So that's where my expertise comes from. So, but I get what you're saying. Yes, definitely. On a normal logical sense, it's not wise to just go around following anybody's advice, especially if they're teaching stuff like how to get a rich man and they don't even have a rich man themselves. At least Shara Seven has a rich man while she's teaching it, right? Ashley Dalton sounds like she doesn't, so it's probably not smart to follow her advice. But
all right,
to say is there is other methods to, being able to teach someone how to get what it is they want, and it can come from a practical space, is what I mean. Not all coaching is about getting a rich man. Like if someone wants to be married, you can help them learn how to be married.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Attraction. Like once again, you saying that you can teach somebody to get something that you don't have yourself, it doesn't make sense. What anybody that would pay you to advise them on getting something that you want and you can't get yourself, that's insanity to me. I think that's preying on women. That doesn't make any type of sense. And like I said earlier when I first started the live, in no other space is that acceptable other than the romantic space.
If
If
you have
if there
the
was a
if you
person
have the
with
numbers, why
if there
why
was
couldn't
a
it be? If I have
if
results, why
yes,
would it be bad?
because there's no results. There's no results because anybody can find someone. That's not necessarily you attracting it. Because if you knew you had the keys, you would already have it yourself. Like I said, in
But if they
finances,
were having
if the finance
trouble,
person that is advising you on your finances is broke and doesn't have any money, you're not going to listen to him. If the doctor that you're talking to has no experience in operating on people, you're not going to say, "Oh, well, I feel like he might be able to do it. He's talking a good game." You will not accept that. You won't. The
but you
only
will listen to
space
a
that we do this is
psychologist who's not married who give marriage advice because they have a degree, right?
yeah, them having a degree, experience will always trump education.
That's the
Experience will always trump you actually getting in the field and doing something or having something. The experience that comes with that will always outweigh education. Always. That's why that they have a lot of
exactly.
jobs like blue collar jobs where people will take experience over somebody having a degree in it because they say, hey, you know what, you've been working in it, so you already know, as opposed to being
But you
educated
can
through the
still
book.
follow somebody who has a degree on top of that. It's not to say that they're
Okay.
invalidated because they have education.
All right, attraction. We can just agree to disagree. I don't agree with that, and
I
I
still
understand
agree
it
with
should.
but I agree with you. I said that in the beginning. I agree with you that it's logical not to follow someone that isn't doing the thing you want to do. But there are circumstances
I'll
where
give you
you
one more minute.
can. Yeah, thank you. But there's definitely situations where you can follow people's advice who may have, like, if somebody is drawn to me because they think I can solve their problem and I actually help them solve their problem, what is the problem? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not coming on a predatory stance that I'm like, oh, I'm trying to solve your problem because I want to steal your money. If that was the case, I totally get what you're saying. And a lot of people are coming across like that, but they're making it very clear that they're there to get money. It's just people are ignoring that because they're more fixated on their desires. But like I said, there's a lot of different ways to get what it is you want. And, just or telling people that they should just be single or they should just do them. Those are options, but that's not the only way to get what it is you want. Sure, people sit at home and mind their business and then they stumble upon the love of their life. Other people struggle with that so much and they can't figure out why they're struggling with it, and they need some help to do it, and that's what coaches are for.
All right, I got you. All right, thanks, Attraction.
Thanks for letting me talk, and have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Appreciate you coming up. Have a great day or great weekend, Attraction Coach.
You too.
All right, so let me go up here to Conscious, and I'll let you speak. Go ahead, sis.
Hey, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you?
I am well. So thank you for having me on your platform, first and foremost. This is my first time, I think, coming across your live. I don't want to spend too much time saying thank you for all of that. But so the conversation caught my attention because you guys were talking about dating in general. And me coming from a family who has plenty of women with Black women, with all of the degrees and things like that, who actually are not they're not married, and they don't have even steady relationships. And even for me right now, that'll be the same thing, me being someone who makes the higher end of 6 figures and so on and so forth, haven't been able to find someone who was suitable, right? So then we're talking about the dating coaches who basically prey on selling fantasies to women. So what I really wanted to touch base on was, first of all, I don't feel like our climate that we have now is about marriage. I'm sorry. I think that's been gone since the 1950s and 60s. And once the wants and needs of, women being able to work for themselves and do things for themselves, and not having to depend on what the role was for the man in the 1950s and 60s and maybe even early 70s was, that whole thing kind of, I feel like, diminished what marriage was supposed to be, because when us as Black people were trying to be, and this isn't all due respect for anyone who has anybody who may be Caucasian or anything, we're trying to be the best white people that they could be. Okay. That's just where I'm going to go with that. Your people are talking about, the dating pool is garbage. That is going to be it. If you ended up getting a guy and you guys got married and, your household is being ran and everything seems great, I am happy for you. But for the rest of us, you probably are not going to get married. That is just how I feel and just what I see, because the dating pool is garbage. And I'm not just talking about for the men, I mean for the women as well. The quality of people and the things that were instilled in those quality of people from the 50s and 60s, when they took more, when they had more love for themselves and love for the people whom they were raising, who they were going to push out into society and to make them a better people of quality so that they can go on and make better people and so on and so forth. Those days have passed and those people have passed. What you have now is what we have left. And that is a bulk of people, not just women being it hard to, find a suitable mate or get married, but men as well. Yeah. As well. So now we have this system where you're like, oh, I can't find anybody, or you have these people like the dating coaches, right? Yes, I get it. They want to monetize and they say, hey, I can help you find a husband, or I can help you find a woman, this, that, and third. And I'm specifically talking about the Black community. Well, there has to be an actual product for you to actually bring to me and say that you can sell me or get me to there, just like it is if you're going to be, hey, I want to be a nurse. Well, come to my school. I'll teach you how to be a nurse. There's an actual market for that. There's not an actual market for a ton of quality partners when it comes to our culture. If you're looking to date inside of our race, there isn't. And it isn't because everybody is just crap, just unfortunately because of things that have happened. This is what we're left with, the quality of people that we have. You have people who don't know anything about healthy boundaries, don't know anything about discernment, don't even know anything about self-love. And this is coming from the men and the women's side. I'm not just going to say it's only the men. There's a ton of things. So when you have these people where it used to be, oh, you left your parents' house, you went to college, and then in college, you usually found the person who you married, and then you guys ended up getting married, and you got this family, and then you carry that same tradition on with the children that you have. That no longer exists. So this is what you have. So I personally, because of my world experience and because of the field that I work in and everything that I've encountered, the associates and the friends that I have, and then also coming home and having the family members that I have that have all different type of backgrounds, whether it be educated entrepreneurs or heavy degree holders or whatever the case may be. I understand when someone like Trigger comes on here and say, these people are trying to sell you a fantasy, because that portion of it is true. And then I also see the other people like, well, I feel like I just
conscious, or yeah, I'm gonna give you one more minute, okay?
Okay, yeah, no problem. Thank you, sis. So I totally understand where I can see everyone's point of view on the subject. My ending statement will be this. And this is for Black Americans, right? Men and women. When we are talking about dating and wanting to find love, if you are getting married, and remember that was for business purposes. I understand there are people like, oh, I'm a Christian, God said get married, this, that, and the third, or whatever. Okay, I get that portion, and there's no disrespect to anyone's religion or anything like that. I get that part. But when we're talking about the original marriage, that was for business. You did it for merger. Families did it for merger, for protection, for finances, this, and the third. The love portion that you're talking about, that in turn does not exist right now because people don't even respect themselves nor respect other people. So that's not going to happen. I would say, yes, concentrate on yourself, and moving forward from there, if you end up finding someone, then that would be great. But the dating pool doesn't fit.
All right. Appreciate you consciously. All right, I'm gonna go add up my girl super villain, and right now I'm gonna go to Gabrielle. And I wanted to say, before I even let Gabrielle speak, the people in the comments saying that this lady is a level up coach, I really am trying to be as respectful as possible, because there's so many people in here, and I know that y'all are not my people or whatever. But if you need another woman to tell you that you need to level up, you're a goofy. If you need to go on another woman's live for her to tell you that you need to change your hair, you need to work out, you need to eat better, you need to do all of these things, you're a goofball, period. You need some help. Do you need somebody to tell you how to wake up in the morning and make sure that you floss and brush your teeth in the morning and night? Is that what you need? Do you need somebody to tell you that? Because if you do, respectfully, there's something freaking wrong with you. And that is really just that simple. And I think that y'all rationalize away a lot of things of being like inept. That's socially inept, that you need to go online and pay a woman or be in her lives to get her to tell you how to live your life. She ain't got the answers, Sway. She ain't got the answers. She don't know you. All she knows is whatever it is that you're putting forth when you get in that live with her. She don't know you. She don't know what you do behind the scenes. She don't know what you do in your private life that nobody else knows about. It makes no sense. You shouldn't need anybody to tell you anything like that. And once again, she's not just a level up coach. She tells you all of these places that you need to go to find these men, these rich men that are supposedly going to take care of you and do all of these things. All you have to do is change the way you look on the outside, and you're going to get all of these men. And once again, this is what I'm saying. 50% at least of Black women work from a place of fantasy and feelings, because if you looked at any type of stats, any type of logic-based information or statistical information, you would know that it's a cash grab, because what she's telling you, 95%, and that's being nice, of Black women will never attain or achieve. And this isn't me hating on somebody. This isn't me hating on anyone. And this person, Rich Auntie, in the comments that said, if that's their goal, why be upset? She's helping them reach that. She's not helping them reach anything. Okay? I'm upset because Black women are being taken advantage of. Black women are being told that all they have to do to achieve everything is just change who they are, when they're fine as who they are already. Now, I'm not saying that if somebody is like morbidly obese and they're having health issues, that they might not need to work out if that's what they choose to do. But doing those things in hopes of getting a man or something like that is never the right way to go about anything. Because more than likely, you're going to fall back into your old behavior once you realize you can't get what you want. and people can monetize and get paid off the videos they make. I have no problem with that. I'm not pocket watching anybody, but you taking money from somebody and telling them that you can coach them to get this when you know doggone well you can't, when you know doggone well you don't have what you're coaching them to get, that's the problem. So please stop acting like that you don't understand what I'm saying. Like, some of y'all are so delusional, it's very upsetting to me. And once again, the fact that y'all are okay with this lets me know, like I said, that's the reason why so many black women are getting baby mamaed, dogged out by men, hit and quit, disrespected. Oh, and then they come on my lives and say, oh my gosh, you can't vet men. You can't. I don't know. I don't know how he played with me like that. I have no idea. I can tell you how, because you're completely delusional and you don't live in reality. And you like to surround yourself with other black women that don't live in reality as well. That's the reason why people like Ashley Dalton, people like Yada, people like Janine Just a Girl have a whole huge platforms, because they speak to the delusion, the fantasies and feelings, the fantasies and feelings of black women. Okay? Rich Auntie, looky here. Looky here. If you're saying that you just said that, why not let the lady coach somebody and tell them what to do? But now all of a sudden, if they following the coach, now it's their decision. It's what they doing. It's on them, but not the coach. What? Like, I need you to figure out what side of things you believe with. But I'm done talking for now. I'm gonna go up here to Gabrielle. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Triggered. I definitely did want to speak to this because I do agree with you. I do think the overwhelming majority of dating coaches are grifters in 2025. I think a lot of them are, looking at the current dynamics between the genders and, look at it as a quick way to get, like likes and follows. I don't think a lot of them are, giving genuine advice that is going to be applicable, because and this is just my opinion, but like when it comes to relationships, people are so different that it's really hard to just apply across the board stuff to say like, oh, if you just wear this color, you're going to get a guy, or, if you just do this or do that. I mean, I don't think that that's going to work. Even when it comes to people like Shira 7, like I do follow Shira 7. I like some of what she has to say. I don't agree with all of it, but I do think a lot of women who listen to and follow Shira 7 don't have discernment, and they don't know what things to, take from her and what things to leave. And I think that can, create problems as well. And as far as the whole thing about like, oh, get a rich man to like take you to restaurants and travel, if you as a woman apply yourself, you can do all of the things for yourself that you think a rich man is going to get to you. Like, I'm 27 years old. I've traveled to 25 countries. I've done that completely myself without a man, solo travel on my own dime. It is possible. It is doable. Like, you do not need a man to, improve your life. I mean, obviously, if you're dating, he should be improving your life in some way, but you shouldn't be actively seeking a man from a place of desperation, from a place of, oh, I need him. And I do agree that with dating coaches who tell women to do this, it's a money grab. A lot of them, are setting women up to be abused. Like one thing Shira 7 will say that I don't agree with is like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're attracted to the man. It doesn't matter if he's cheating, just get his money. Like, I really think that can be dangerous. And that's why, even though I do follow her, I don't agree with everything she says. But I think most people who are drawn to dating coaches are not going to have discernment when it comes to these coaches. And so even if these coaches do have like little grains of truth here and there, it's probably better that most people do not listen to them, because a lot of what they're saying is really, going to lead you down a bad road. Someone in the comments said, get his money. Okay, why not get your own money? They're like, yeah, if you're dating a guy, he shouldn't be a bum, but seriously, why can't you apply yourself, do the work to be able to travel and go to fancy restaurants, buy the houses and cars and diamonds and whatever else? Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say that a lot of people who listen to these dating coaches do not have discernment, because you don't understand that these men who you are trying to get their money from, they know what you're doing, and they can use that as leverage over you, especially if you as a woman do not have money and you're going after these men with the intention of get their money. And that's why I say people people who listen to these dating coaches, Shira Seven, most of them do not have discernment, and that's why there's the whole thing with like what Trigger was saying about getting played by these guys, you know, getting baby mamaed by them, whatever the case may be. This is exactly, yeah, if he can feed you, he can starve you. Exactly, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I really do think as a woman, your baseline should be pouring into yourself, being as self-sufficient as you can. And I really think if you do that, you will organically attract, you know, a caliber of man who is on your level in some way. I really do agree that water finds its own level. And that might mean being single for X amount of years, but that really is better than just being, you know, I don't know, like dragged through the mud by a guy. Like, I mean, I promise you that if you are in one of those relationships where it's like, oh, just get his money. It doesn't matter what he looks like. It doesn't matter if he's faithful. Like, he knows that you are there for that, and he's absolutely going to use that as leverage, and it's not going to be good for you. So again, I know my timer is running out, but I really do agree with Trigger on this prompt. I do think that, you know, all of this that I'm talking about is pickmeism. It really, really is. I think the cure to pickmeism is working on yourself as a woman, you know, being secure, living your best life, and then, you know, see what kind of guys you naturally attract. I'll just want to say to the host, I'm sorry about yesterday, because I know at the end of your lives you always let people say one more thing, and I realized I'd like fallen asleep, and I felt bad because I know you'd probably called on me, and I was just like silent because yeah, my sleep schedule's been crazy. But anyway, thank you so much, and I will land for now. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem, Gabrielle. That's no big deal, sis. I did want to respond real quick to Rich Auntie in the comments. I wish that like more Black women, especially Black women like yourself, would just be honest and say that you're male-centered, and say that you're a pick-me, and say that your life revolves around men and the attention that they give you. While Gabrielle was talking, I took the time to use my tablet to go to your page and see you talking about how you love to be complimented by men and all of these things. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, ma'am. You know, until you unpack that desire to where you feel like your self-worth is rooted and connected to whether a man finds you desirable or not, you will always find yourself in the position that you're in right now, which is alone. And that's exactly what I'm trying to tell y'all, is that doesn't do anything for any Black woman. I'm trying to tell you, if your end game is a man or something like that, you may not find the man that you want, but you would have a way better chance of finding the man that you want if you focus on loving yourself and doing things for yourself outside of whether a man would like it or not. And it's really just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like you can work out. There's no problem with working out. I work out. I live in a very nice suburban neighborhood that has a whole bunch of walking trails and long, deep ones and ponds where you can fish at and everything else. I go walking. I go running. I go to the huge gym that we have in our housing community. I do all of that. There's nothing wrong with working out as long as you're doing it for yourself. Okay? As long as you're doing it not for the attention of a man, because as I said before, men are not doing that for you. So what is the difference between you and them? The difference between you and them is your desperation and your extreme need to have a man by your side. And when you're desperate, whether you try to hide it or not with the ideologies of Ashley Dalton or Yada or somebody else, it's still going to come across to that man. And that's the reason why the majority of y'all that subscribe to this ideology are by yourself. You don't have a man. You don't have this rich man that you're talking about. You don't have this rich husband taking you here, there, and everywhere. You're by yourself, staying at home in this fantasy world because you want to live in a fantasy. And this isn't to degrade any woman that is by herself. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. There's nothing wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong with having a man or not having a man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But what I'm saying is that when you do this, you open yourself up to be taken advantage of. You open yourself up to be preyed on. And there's no way, shape, or form or fashion you're going to tell me that it's mentally healthy or it's okay for you to stand on a TikTok live with an outfit on and have another woman judge your body and tell her what you should be doing with your body. You need to body recomposition. You need to do this, that, and the third to your hair. You need to do this all so that you can find this needle in a haystack of this rich white tea man that's going to take care of you. Crazy, foolishness, insanity. And the fact that so many of y'all believe this to be true when y'all literally have no reason to believe it to be true is crazy. You tell me the thousands and thousands of black women that you know that right now are with this rich white tea man over there in Greece on a yacht somewhere. Huh? Do you know at least 10? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Is it you? No? Oh, okay. All right. All right. But y'all want somebody to lie to y'all. Y'all do. And it's really crazy that y'all want to be lied to. And until black women want to be told the truth, and the truth is what is popular, you will continue to be okie doked. You will continue to be taken advantage of. You will continue to be depressed. You will continue to be sad. You will continue to be angry. You will continue to be all of those things because you refuse to live in reality and realize that the best love that you are ever going to get, the best validation that you are ever going to get is going to come from yourself and other black women. But let me just keep going. Who said that? I think I got a supervillain.
Trigger, can I please just say something real quick before you go to supervillain? I just wanted to call out something that she actually said in the comments too, Rich Auntie. That
Yeah,
made
I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a
it
minute.
made absolutely no sense when she had replied back saying that you can use the money if he uses the money as leverage, that doesn't mean you have to go with the program or stay. Respectfully, what would be the point? What would be the point? What would be the point then? Would keep trying to chase a rich man if he can use the money as leverage and you don't have to stay or put up with it? Then what's the point then? What's the point? What would be the point of keep trying to chase a rich man or trying to get a rich man if he's going to use the money as leverage? I mean, it like make it make sense. It don't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree, Simply Karma, with so many stories of women that have been with rich men and been provided for, and the man is taking care of everything. And those women have been completely, for lack of a better word, assed out when that man has decided to get with someone else. Because just like you feel like he's a unicorn, other women do too. And seeing as though you're not basing your marriage to him on anything other than his bank account, I'm sure that his character is lacking. But the two people are in the request. If two people want to drop because Rich Auntie wants to come up and Proud Black Woman is up there, if two of y'all would like to drop for me so that I can add these ladies up, I will definitely bring y'all back after they're done. If y'all could do that for me.
Yeah, I can drop Trigger
All
because
right,
I
thank
want
you
to
so
hear what
much.
she got to say, and I definitely want to hear what Proud Black Woman got to say. So.
All right, thank you so much, Simply. All right, I'm gonna add these ladies up, and then I'm gonna go to a supervillain. Go ahead, supervillain. You muted. You're. I think you're like you sound muffled. Yeah. No, you still sound muffled. Supervillain. Okay. I got you. All right, then we'll go here to Rich Auntie. Go ahead. I'll give you 3 minutes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I
Hello?
can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So let me make sure I'm very respectful of everybody's opinion. I want you guys to know that regardless of what is said and how it goes, I'm very respectful that we as Black women can have this conversation. So first, you mentioned something about my page being male-centered. You clearly did not watch the entire video. If you look at the video, it says, I love when men compliment me. My favorite compliment is when I'm being called mean because I have boundaries. So it's unfortunate that you would use my page as evidence, but not watch the entire video. And that's part of the problem here. A lot of the things that I'm saying, they're being one, taken out of context, and two, we're acting like two things can't be true at once. We all need to be understanding that we've been sold a fantasy, a dream as it relates to men. Men are men. Marriage does not benefit women. So if women are deciding to date,
Rich Auntie, I need to interject. Have you ever been married, Rich Auntie?
I have been. Okay, so next
Okay.
question.
So
Okay, no
no,
problem.
don't talk to me like that.
I'm not talking.
Because
I'm
we're
being
not
I'm
gonna
being
then don't
respectful. You
don't
said
tell
I
me
had
no.
3 minutes.
Hey,
You said
hey,
I had
don't
3 minutes.
anything if I interject, I will reset your timer.
Okay,
But
I don't
first of
know that.
all,
I don't know that.
but let me say this, don't tell me next question. That's what we're not gonna do.
Okay,
You're not gonna come
understood.
up on my live
Understood.
and try
I'm
to be
telling you,
smart
I
with me.
understand.
We're not gonna do that. You're not gonna bring yourself on my live and get smart with me, okay? That's not what we gonna do. You was getting smart talking really crazy cash money stuff in the comments. So don't come up here and act like you're on some type of mature type of time. And then you think you're gonna sit there and tell me, oh, next. You're not married now. How long were you married? I'm asking these questions for clarity, because for you to say that marriage doesn't serve women, you don't know what marriage serves. For a healthy marriage serves women. I've been married for 15 years. Marriage serves me. You know what I'm saying? So you're already working from a broken thought and a broken perspective. So once again, I'm going to unmute you and let you finish what you're saying. But please watch your tone. Go ahead. Let me restart your time. You can go.
And you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now, I was married for 5 years. I decided to end the marriage because marriage felt oppressive to me. He was a great man, a great husband, but marriage wasn't for me. I have a degree in psychology as well as a degree in criminal justice. I'm aware of the marriage statistics and what marriage does to women, as well as what marriage does for men. Unfortunately, as Black women, we have been sold the fantasy of being married when honestly, marriage turns into domestic servitude for most of us. Most married women will die before their husbands because they hold the emotional labor and all of the things that comes with marriage. Women are typically the pillars in those marriages. And so
Okay,
my
I got
point,
to interject again. I got to ask a question to you. Marriage is servitude, but sleeping with men, sleeping with rich men, having sex with them, allowing them access to your womb, that's not draining?
can I make my point,
No,
or do you want me to
I'm
just
asking you a
have
question.
interaction?
No, I'm asking you a question about what you're saying.
Okay, I'm going to answer you. Sleeping with a man is draining regardless of who the man is. It doesn't
Okay,
matter who the man is.
so if you have a problem with marriage, you don't have a problem with sleeping with random men and letting them take your energy that way.
I
That's not
never said
draining.
that.
That's not
I
laboring.
never said that. I never said that.
So I just, the thing about it is that when y'all have so many strong thoughts on marriage, which makes up your being with the man, you say that men do this and that and the third to women. Men can do that whether you're married to them or not. So if you
Okay,
sleeping with
so
men,
that's
you
my
clearly don't
point.
care about that.
So
Are you
can I,
sleeping with men? That's what I'm
ma'am?
saying.
Can I make a point? Like every time I say something, you're interrupting me.
That's because I let me say this. You already started the situation of our interchange being somewhat combative by the things that you said in the chat. And I don't like that. Because I don't like somebody that want to talk real crazy and greasy in the comment section, but then you want to get up here in the live and you want to act like we were having a mature conversation. If you
This
wanted a mature conversation, you would have been respectful in the chat.
I
But I guess
never
you didn't think nobody was gonna call your name for you to get up here in the chat. So now all
listen.
of a sudden we want to act like we're having a civil
This no
conversation.
no. So
It's
that's
already combative,
oh
and
my god.
it's not gonna go back to civil because you
Can I
already
finish?
started it
Can I
off
make a
nasty.
point? Can I say anything? My
Maybe,
thing is
maybe not.
okay.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
not. Maybe you should focus on being a rich auntie that let
I
me.
am that, but you got to let me
Yes,
make a
maybe you
point.
should focus on
You
that.
have to let me make a point.
Maybe you should focus on being a rich auntie and spraying your legs for men that don't give nothing, no, give a damn about you, that can buy you something, I guess, that you feel like you need, and that's it. Maybe you should focus on that. So maybe I'll let you go ahead and live your rich auntie life and go ahead and get bust down by a whole bunch of dudes that don't care about you. And you talk about the slavery that it is from one man, but it's not slavery when it's multiple men. Maybe you can do that. Okay. I think I'll do you a favor and have you go about that way. Cause you already didn't got me out of my hookup already. Because you already was talking crazy in them comments for a long time, talking real reckless. And then you want to come up here and talk about your degree in psychology and all this stuff. Well, your psychology degree should have told you that once you already start off a certain type of action with somebody, it's probably not going to get fixed because you was already talking reckless. But anyway, I'm not. This is very upsetting to me because I honestly, I'm learning in real time how damaged Black women are today. I'm learning how delusional. I already knew that we had a problem. And I said 50% of Black women were pick-me's and male-centered and all of that. And there was so many Black women that come in my lives and say, yeah, triggered. I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's probably 75%. One person, I think it was Coach T, told me 80%. I think Kalandra told me 2/3. Now I see that that is the truth. Y'all wasn't lying. And it's like in real time right now, I can't even deal with it. I'm like spazzing. Let me just go ahead and go to Proud Black Woman. Go ahead, sis. I can't even speak right now.
Hey sis, how you doing? Hey everybody. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just kind of. I know somebody had asked me about Ashley Dalton. I don't even know who that is, y'all. I don't really pay attention to the dating coaches, and I don't really talk about other content creators. just because I don't want nobody talking about me. So
Girl, they can talk about me all day. I do
no,
not care.
no, but you know how like sometimes you'll be scrolling and you'll see like certain people talking about people and they not there. Like my thing is, if you gonna talk about me, I want you to ask me to come to the live. Like don't just be talking about me. But I don't know who Ashley. Somebody had asked me how I felt about them. I honestly don't know who she is. I think I guess what I'm trying to figure out from this live, right, is we're talking about how women who are not married should not be giving advice to black
Proud.
women.
Proud. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is
Okay.
the reason why. This is the reason why it happened.
Okay.
I very rarely, I always talk about men, okay? And I always talk about male content creators. I have no problem with that. I really don't mind talking about female content creators either. I will say the reason why I decided to do this is yesterday, I happened to be on YouTube minding my business. I saw a YouTube video from a black woman. She said, hey, Ashley Dalton is a fraud or something like that. I never kept up with Ashley Dalton. I saw a couple of her lives and I saw her, telling women how to dress and stuff like that. I was disgusted by the content, kept scrolling, never thought anything else about it. So I'm looking at a video though on YouTube yesterday of Ashley Dalton. She's with a black woman. The black woman is coming in front of her. She's changing dresses and telling her like, hey, these are the dresses that I wear. Sometimes men approach me. They act like they think that I'm like a 304 or something like that. Is there something that I'm doing wrong? So Ashley Dalton sitting there, she's looking at the woman. She's telling her like, hey, you don't need to wear this clothes. You need to wear like a peplum dress. You need to be covered. You need to have your breasts covered. You need to do this, that, and the third. Then she talks about her hair. She says, hey, you have locks, because the lady had like natural hair and like 2 locks in the back. She said, you need to take your locks out. You need to wear your hair in a nice natural style or a sew-in or a weave or something like that. She told her that she needed to lose weight, at least 15 pounds, and she needed to body recomposition and all of these other type of things to the girl. Now, the girl was listening to her. The young woman was listening to her, and I'm like, okay, me personally, I think that's wild for you to have another woman judge you. If you're trying to get men, why? If anything, if you were going to demean yourself, why you wouldn't just go somewhere and have men talk to you, but whatever. So, she's doing all of these things. Then they fast forward to apparently Ashley Dalton had posted this video, across multiple platforms and mentioned this girl's weight or something like that in the title. And she said that her feelings were hurt by that because a whole bunch of people were attacking her in the comments and talking about her body and and the girl was not even, she wasn't obese, she wasn't overweight or anything. I think she said that she weighed 140 pounds. She looked fine. You know what I'm saying? Like no stomach, no. Anyway, so not that matters. I'm just giving y'all context of what the young women look like. So she goes again on Ashley Dalton's platform. They go live again. She says, hey, she was lightweight begging her, if you ask me. Lightweight begging her to change the title of the video. She said, if you could I'm not asking you to take the video down. I know that you make money from the videos. I'm not trying to tell you to take the video down, but if you could please just change the title and just take the weight part out of it. I feel uncomfortable. My feelings are hurt. She used the words, my feelings are hurt. If you could just change that. Ashley Dalton told this woman, hey, I'll take the title and change the title if you pay me. If you send a payment to my assistant. That's what she told the girl. The girl was like, hey, I don't think that I should have to pay you for you just changing the title. Like you just can't do that for me. But like Ashley Dalton was like, no. And basically just went ahead and tell her that she needed to body recomp and all of these other things. To me, that made me sick, disgusted, and angry because I was like, as a black woman, because she said early in that same live, oh, you guys are mad at me. I'm trying to help black women. I'm trying to help black women and advise them and teach them. Well, if you were really trying to help black women and wasn't financially motivated, if a black woman just came to you and told you that her feelings were hurt, why you just didn't change the title? This is nothing for you to change the title. It'll take you literally 2 seconds to do so. So when I saw that, I was disgusted. Actually, I think disgusted is a lower word. I was angered, highly pissed off to the highest levels of pissivity. Did that make me that she played in that lady's face like that when she basically begged her? She basically groveled in this lady's face. She didn't get smart with her, even though I know she wanted to say, you low down dirty heifer, you better change that. She didn't do that. She talked to her real nice and calm and sweet the entire time. And that made me mad. So I was like, wow, you have black women out here taking advantage of black women. So that's the reason why I'm talking about it. Because if you talk about black women, you hurt black women. I don't care if you're a black woman or not. I'm on your top. I'm on your ass. And I talk about you all day long. And you can talk about me if you want to. The difference is that if you talk about me, I live it what I say. I walk it like I talk it. So what you gonna talk about? Huh? That's all I'm saying. So I have no problem with people talking about me. I give it just as how I will take it, just as how I get it. But you will never be able to come at me and talk to me and call me a hypocrite. So that's sorry. That's the issue, proud. So I just want
Okay.
to tell you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I just feel like I just personally feel like if you're not married yourself, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think you should be a dating coach. I just don't. I think we all as content creators can give advice, right? But I don't know, it's just something about that bothers me. You kind of have to be in the situation to speak on it, or you have to be living it, I guess, to actually speak on it in my opinion. So that's really all I have to say about that. I don't know. This comment section going crazy, Trig. They
Yeah, because this is a whole bunch of like, these people are not my people. These are a whole bunch of pick me delusional women that want somebody to lie to them and tell them that all they got to do is go outside and they going to find like a man that's worth $10.5 billion dollars, and he going to like them and he going to be faithful to them, and he going to say, hey, you don't got to work. He ain't going to do nothing to them. He going to take them all around the world. And that's exactly what's going to be their reality. All they got to do is work out, or all they got to do is listen to this goofy lady. Like, I don't respect none of y'all women that believe that. But y'all will be mad at me when I'm trying to get y'all to think logically, but y'all want somebody to tell y'all fantasy. If I came up here and told y'all, you know what? All y'all gotta do is buy my ebook for $10.99, and I will tell you how to get a man that look like Morris Chestnut in The Best Man, and he gonna be rich, and he gonna have the biggest sausage that you ever seen. Girl, I know how to tell you to get it. He will be at your door tomorrow. All you gotta do is do some hoodoo. All you gotta do is spin around your back door 3 times and put some salt out there, and then I got it for you. I got it. All right. Or I got this secret Facebook group where all the men look like Morris Chestnut. Okay, and Lorenz Tate and Love Jones. I know it. Y'all just gotta join my Facebook group. That's $149.99. If I told y'all that, y'all wouldn't even be in my comments mad. Y'all would be in my comments like, yes, sis, where's the link? Drop the link. Drop the link. But because I'm telling y'all the truth, y'all not trying to hear that. That's weird, bro. And that's the reason why y'all are going to continue to get played with. Y'all let this woman tell y'all that all y'all got to do is put on a peplum dress and y'all finna find this rich white man. And it's crazy to me is that if y'all want to think logical, if the lady that's telling you that don't got that, then why do you think you gonna get that? She would get that for herself before she got it for anybody else. And then the main women that are in my comments talking, y'all don't got that either. So once again, what is listening to these people getting you other than bolstering your hopes and dreams of getting something that 95% of black women will never get? And this isn't to be hateful or anything. This is just to say that these women are preying on you. But I guess
I got Trigger. Can I say? Can I address this comment real quick? Because this
yeah.
this kind of stuff irritates me. Just real quick, please. Sincerely, with all due respect, like, stop. Y'all got to stop doing that. Just bring me some dick at this point and keep it pushing. Like, sincerely, I need you to get your self-esteem up. Like, honestly, when women say stuff like that, just getting dick is a problem too, ma'am. Do you understand that? Do you understand that that's a problem too? That's why the HIV rate is so high. That's why black women are catching herpes at astronomically rates. That's why the children are being born out of wedlock, because you have women out here that just bring me some dick. We got to get out of that mindset too. That mindset is dangerous. That whole just bring me just at this point, I don't want no man, just want the dick. Like, you sound just like men when they say I just, you know what I mean? Like, you got to get out of that, sincerely. That's not a safe mindset to have, because that dick that you're saying that you want him to come bring you might change your whole life and keep you in the hospital and keep you on pills for the rest of your life, ma'am. I need you to consider that, and I say that respectfully.
All right, all right. I'm gonna go up here to Proud Black. I'm not sorry. I'm gonna go up here to Super Villain and then Andy. Go ahead, Super Villain. Hopefully you cool.
Okay, does this sound any better?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So first I'm going to do some housekeeping. Y'all tap up the live. This has been a great conversation. No matter what side of the fence you are on, please let's show Trig some love, because this is a hard job to do. And it's free to tap the screen. Let's show some appreciation. A lot has transpired. I'm going to try to keep it as minute as I can. Number one, I think with the topic being that she is a grifter and she is benefiting of specifically Black women's insecurities, I think like the whole marriage conversation took away from that. I'm going to speak to that as well. But the point is that this woman is benefiting of Black women's insecurities. Now, I'm not one for Black women to not get her bag, but we can recognize that this is a grift. And I think we can admit that. And I think the point is, Trick is trying to let other women know this is a grift, right? This is a money grab. Intentionally or maybe not intentionally, but she is not helping you get to your goal. She's not helping you get to your desires. The point of this is for you to keep coming back and spending more and more money, almost like an MLM scheme, right? So I want to just put that to the forefront because that was the point of this discussion. Now, I know we all feel different ways about marriage because we're all from different walks of life, but the point is that she is making money off Black women's insecurities. And that is the point. That's the important part. I'm going to say something very quickly about marriage. I, for one, I'm going to be transparent. I am not married. I had the desire to be married when I was younger. Things happened in life and it led me to self-autonomy to the point where that's something that I don't desire as much. However, caveat, this is not a joke. If I meet my AARP emperor and he is 5 years or less on his way out and has a good pension, I will marry him. That's what marriage value is for me. That is the only way I'm getting married. And that is okay. That's how I feel about marriage. Some women are going to marry for love. And that is a beautiful thing as well. I want to say the origin of marriage, like that other woman was saying, I have to be honest, we're going to have transparent conversation, was not about love. Marriage predates religion, so it wasn't even about religion. It was literally about the exchange of title and property. Marriage wasn't something originally for common law people. Of course, through society and societal norms, it has changed, which marriage is going to do, right? Because now we have same-sex marriage, and who knows where it's going to be in another 100 years, right? So marriage has changed. It's not going to stay the same, and it's most definitely not going to be a one-size-fits-all. So where you see one marriage is successful in the way it's happening, there's going to be another marriage that's not so successful. The point is being happy in whatever choice that you choose. I think marriage period is male-centered. It was always about the male, the advantage of the male. So when women decide if I'm going to enter marriage, I want it to be advantageous for me, I'm not mad about that. Because again, there are marriages where people quote unquote marry for love, and we've seen this plenty of times on TikTok. They're living in the woods. They're living in a one-bedroom apartment with 50 kids, right? Whether you're married to a rich man, whether you're married to a poor man, it's going to be advantageous to the man all the time because marriage was created for the advancement of men. So again, if a woman wants to make it advantageous for her, I'm not mad about that. If a woman wants to make it about love, I'm not mad about that either. But I just want to know, people, we can't really chastise women about being married for security when that was the purpose of marriage in the first place. I also want to say, I'm just going to wrap it up. I think diving deeper is the issue. Like the point of the Black women insecurities, which is women insecurities, period, but we do have our own significant set of insecurities. Think about marriage. A lot of the time when women talk about marriage, it's not even the man, the specific man they're talking about. A lot of women, period, not just Black women, want marriage because of the status and the financial security that it brings often. So my thing is, if status and security is what you want, it's 2025. You can obtain those things outside of marriage. Again, because you can enter marriage, you can be married, right? But the goal is marriage, but it can be a bad marriage. We just had a priest, not a priest, what's her name? A first lady admit that she irons her husband's clothes so he can go out with his mistress. We're not about to sit here and act like that's not something that's common. A lot of us know that a lot of stuff like that happens in a lot of marriages, and it's to save face because you don't want to seem like you failed at something or you don't want people to know your business. So again, healthy marriage needs to be the key, but again, some people are getting married outside of love. So I will never, when it comes to marriage, because I don't personally want to get married, I can't judge women or that or, give any advice, and I'm not trying to. But again, I think the biggest point is that,
Yeah, give you one more minute.
yes, I think the biggest point is that, why do you want to get married? A lot of the time, especially in 2025, it's because marriage gives you a certain status. Let's have the honest conversation. A lot of women feel like they're better than other women because they're married. And you feel like that because a man told you so. Marriage is important to you because a man makes it important. He has to validate you. Most societies, men ask for your hand in marriage. That's why we're quick to say baby mama this, even though childbirth, no matter if you're married or not, is one of the miracles in the world that can never ever be duplicated. It's something that happened natural. We'll talk shit about a baby mom, but we know that there are plenty of women in terrible marriages.
Okay.
I just believe it's very male-centered, and the way that we're looking at it, it's important because men said it's important, not because women actually think it is. I yield.
Okay. All right. I'll just say this in response to what Super Villain said. I think that marriage is important because men said it is. I think that's because they make it as if, women are less than or not validated unless they have a husband. I think that plays a part. But I also think that a lot of women, especially black women, I'm only gonna speak from the lens of black women, want to be loved, want to be cared for, want to be protected, want to be seen by a man for whatever reason. Not saying that may necessarily be wrong, depending on, what you're willing to allow for that love and all of those other things. But I will say that marriage can be a good thing. People don't talk about that very often. Marriage can be a good thing. You can be happily married and enjoy your life and enjoy your husband, and he treats you with respect. I'm a perfect example of that. I know other married women that are as well, but marriage also can be a bad thing, especially if you go in it for the wrong reasons. You go in it thinking that, everything is going to be peachy keen, everything's going to be cool. If you're making certain choices. In my opinion, you choosing a man that you don't like and don't care for, and it's just for the money, that may not work out for you simply because marriage, a long-term marriage where you got to do 15, 20, 25, 30 years with somebody, it's a lot that goes on. What if he gets sick? What if you get sick? If the love is not there, that man is probably not going to stay and take care of you. There are a lot of men that don't stay anyway, but you get what I'm saying. If y'all feel like men, the majority of the time, don't stay, a man that doesn't love you and knows that you don't love him, or the relationship is based on a financial situation, he definitely not finna stay and take care of you. He's finna be out and looking for the next woman that he can get with that only cares about the money that he can go get with. So I would just say, and also another part of it is if you're looking for somebody and you're just looking for them to have money, their character doesn't mean anything. If their character doesn't mean anything and all you care about is what type of money they have, you're going to attract the worst of the worst man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to do. And my thing is that in this world that we have, most of the time, the person that you can rely on the most is yourself. So anytime you're thinking about self-improvement and leveling up and things of that nature, you need to be doing all of those things for yourself. For yourself, your health and your wealth, because we're not here for a long time. We're supposed to be here for a good time, right? So you should be always doing any type of improvement on yourself of the lens of being better for you so that you can feel better, so that you can feel good, so that you can feel healthy. Not for the gaze of a man so that the man see you and think, oh, she fine, or try to talk to you. Because at the end of the day, 99% of the men that approach you, you're not even gonna want to talk to anyway. So why are you basing your whole persona on how a man views you and if he views that to be attractive or not? That is how I feel like we get into difficult and problem situations. And for me, I'm never gonna stand for a black woman having a platform built on reinforcing the insecurities that black women have, that they're not good enough, that they'll never be good enough, that they have to do a million different things to just be seen as worthy. That's the reason why there are so many black women in bad positions right now with men being taken advantage of, being treated poorly because of that yearning and desire to feel seen and heard and valued. And for a black woman to have a platform where she, instead of taking her time to uplift the women that are listening to her and paying her their coins, you choose to degrade them and tell them the things that they need to do as if you are the queen of the world, as if you look the best, that you got the best. Like, that to me is disgusting. All of us are beautiful in our own way. All of us have something to offer. You don't have to be a size 0 to attract a man. There are men that like big women. You don't got to lose weight for it. There are men that got some money, got a little bit of money, that like bigger women. You don't have to change for anybody. And that's what I have a problem with. Now, am I saying that you need to be a ton like them people be on, you know what I'm saying? My 600-pound life to where somebody hosing you off on a porch? No, respectfully, I'm not trying to be fat phobic. I'm just saying I'm not saying be like that. But what I'm saying is that you don't have to be everything from the lens of what a man likes. Because what you are right now, who you are currently, there's a man out there that will like it if you want to look at it from a male-centered lens like that. But at the end of the day, who cares what men like? Men will literally put their thing in a glory hole and not know who's on the other side. Like men will literally get a doggone sock and put their thing in there. So really, does it really matter what men think about you? That's all I'm trying to say. And I wish that black women would just live in a place of reality. You may get it, you may not. Nobody has the answers. Nobody can advise you on how to find your soulmate or how to find a man that's a rich billionaire, because the majority of the men that are out here are not. And then the majority of men that have that type of money are already taken. So when you have somebody telling you that they have the keys for you to get all of these things, when the stats are not in your favor, if you're thinking critically, you should say, that probably is a lie. They're probably just speaking to my desperation. That's all I'm trying to say. Nobody's trying to hate on nobody or go at nobody. I mean, I don't mind going at Ashley Dalton because I don't like black women that degrade other black women. I don't like black women that name call other black women. I don't like none of that. That's the reason why I had to stop talking to that rich auntie lady, because I felt like I was getting mad and I didn't want to disrespect her in a way that would make me feel like I'm going against my values in treating black women, even if you're making me mad, even if I don't agree, even if like I'm really pissed off. I'd just rather block you and send you on your way. That way we don't have that type of interchange, because I don't believe in black women being disrespected. So like I said, I have a problem with women that base their whole platforms on the insecurity of black women and prey on it. That's all I had to say. No, if you get it, you get it. I can't explain no more at this point. Let me go up here to Miss Chrissy, baby. Yeah.
Thank you, Triggered. I agree with everything you said. And I'm gonna be the devil's advocate real quick, just so I can show you that the pick-meism ain't for you. I would say, since evolving into the woman I am today, being more self-sufficient, confident, not male-centered, don't care about what a man thinks, his validations or compliments, the caliber of men that do approach me have changed. And I still don't even entertain them. But that's just to prove that the ones that are predators are telling you to be submissive and feminine and all the stuff like that or whatever. But those are predators. They probably don't have a personality. They probably are seeking somebody dumb enough to not notice their red flags because they're in desperation. I think if you rest in a desperate space, you're almost enabling men to be bad because they don't really have to work hard to see you as a value. I've never had issues being, I guess I would be like, a feminist, masculine woman. Again, it's not like I don't get approached. I choose whether I want to be with them or not, because you have to make my life ridiculously better than I already made my life. And they see that and they want to be a part of that and add to it or whatever. So that, like, again, the caliber of men that do approach me are completely different than the pick me churchy head down and that totally different type of men. So I think, yeah, the pool might be smaller because you're not desperate, but the pool is clearer and you can probably, when you're ready, pick someone that have some sense because they know you have boundaries. They know you don't play that. They know that you don't need them. They know that they probably have to up the ante 20 times fold because you already provide yourself with a good life. I'm around situations where there's people that are pilots and CEOs and engineers and company owners of NASA, etc. And I'm still not impressed. I'm still not impressed because I love myself. I love what I gave myself. And you really have to prove to me that it's worth you adding you into my life because I know you still could be a potential danger. And I don't take that lightly. I'm not going to gamble my whole life and everything I build on a possibility of living a rich lifestyle. That's just my opinion. It don't work being a pick me. It don't work. It never works.
Yeah, Miss Chrissy, baby, I definitely agree with you. And I just wanted to piggyback on what you said. I think that's a perfect example of what you're saying because me personally, when I was dating back in my dating life, I've always been a sporty dresser, right? I would always wear like jeans and Jordans and like a fitted baby tee or like a fitted anime shirt or something like that. I never had no problems attracting men, talking to men, getting men to like me. I never acted in this fake feminine performative femininity that these women talk about, having a whole face full of makeup, which is not a problem. I'm not saying I don't wear makeup when I'm stepping out on a date night, but what I'm saying is that I never felt like that's something that I had to do 24/7. I never was out there trying to wear these pink dresses and make sure that I had a hair weave that was 30 inches down my back and all of these other things. Never had to do it. Never had to do it. And the majority of the men that I attracted were maybe not the fit for me, but not like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of these things that women are saying are just gimmicks, are just gimmicks and just fantasies. You don't gotta wear none of that stuff to get whoever you're supposed to get. Whoever you're supposed to get, if you do get someone, you'll be aligned with them. I find that the women that seem to care the least about male validation are the ones that get the most attention from men. The ones that are thirsting and bending over backwards and jumping through hoops to get a man to pay attention, those are the ones that get ignored or get done the dirtiest. The sooner you realize that the time that you stop trying to do these things and cater to men, that will bring you closer to your end game, whatever that is, the better off you will be. You running around here looking like a thirst McGirt, going to bars and sitting by yourself with your hair done, hoping that a man see you and approach you is goofy behavior, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to attract what you really think you're about to attract. And just like Kalandra mentioned, what I said earlier, this fantasy about rich men that the majority of black women don't even have our whole company with, and I'm talking about extremely wealthy men. You know, you have women that will tell you about it. Like I said earlier, Keke Palmer doing the interview with Steve Harvey, where she said, hey, Steve Harvey says, hey, I introduced you to some billionaires and some millionaires. Things didn't work out. She turns around and says, yeah, things aren't successful with them. They want to treat you how they want to treat you. They don't treat women well. Da 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 da. Y'all still don't take a woman that's actually in the thick of it, take her advice and say, hey, maybe what these women are telling me to get, that's not even what I want. That's not going to be something that's going to be something that's healthy for me long term. Y'all don't listen to that. Or you listen to women tell you about what you have to look like when some of the most beautiful women that you've ever seen are either single or have been cheated on or treated mad disrespectfully by these rich men that you're running after. Like I said before, we can go old school. We could talk about Lisa Ray. I think, Lisa Ray is an older woman now. She's still stunning. Think about back in the day when she was at her peak, stunning. Had a husband, cheated on her with her friend, did her dirty, did her bogus, right? You have somebody like, that's Lisa Ray's in her 50s. So let's go down to the 40s. You got somebody like Bernice Burgos, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, right? Known for her beauty. I see men in her comments calling her Helen of Troy. Beautiful. being okie doke, cheated on, being a side chick to T.I., all type of things, right? You got the girls, what, in their 30s? I'm trying to think about somebody who people think is attractive. I don't know. I don't think this woman is attractive because her first face was not attractive. But we'll talk about Cardi B, somebody that's a so-called foreign Latina that people would think is attractive somewhat. Been cheated on, dogged out. Cheated on, dogged out by her husband. Now is with a man that is apparently, supposedly, got multiple people pregnant, be cheating on her, doing her dirty, still right now. And I'm only just using her. She's not a black woman, but I'm just trying to use her so I can go down the line. You got the girls in their 20s. What? Jada Waiter, what's her other friend? Destior. You got Ari Fletcher. All of those girls that are known to be beautiful girls, body tea. They go get their bodies done and all of that other stuff. Been cheated on, okie doke, dogged out, not married. So that should, and they're in company with rich men. That should let you know right there that the things that Ruby Rose as well, that should let you know that what you're striving for is a fantasy. What you're striving for more than likely is not going to happen. And even if you get it, you may not be happy with the result of it. I have no idea how somebody telling you something that is rooted in fact, rooted in logic, rooted in you can see the experiences right in front of your eyes. You would say that I'm the one that's trying to just hate on you. But like I said, today I realized that there are a large percentage of black women that want to live in delusion. You want to be lied to. And when I see things like that and I see y'all like people making like six figures off of the lies towards black women, now I see why some people change up their content and they start just grifting because they realize that the majority of black women don't want to hear the truth. And if you tell them the truth, you get attacked and you get dogged out and cussed out and did dirty. I feel like I could have right now 1 million followers just like Ashley Dalton if I lied to y'all. If I said, oh yes, sis, you know what? My husband, he pay all the bills. I don't be working. I just do my thing, yapping, being a professional yapper. That's all he wanted me to do. And I can say, girl, I know how to get somebody like that, even though I don't. I say, hey, yeah, girl, just get my ebook. $10.99. Just come to my Facebook group, $500. I could get a lot of y'all to pay me. And that's sad and upsetting. And that is the reason why y'all lose so many authentic content creators, people that really mean or really their heart is in the right place. Because when your heart is in the right place, y'all don't care. Y'all just want the lie. Y'all just want the lie. And it's just, I don't even know. It's so disappointing, man. It just make me just want to give up. I be having so many conversations internally with myself. And I realize that what y'all really want collectively, the large amount of y'all, is lies. Y'all want somebody to lie to y'all and tell y'all that things are possible when more than likely they're not. Instead of focusing on what you can do and what you can really build. But anyway, let me just stop yapping, bro. I'll just start here at the bottom and go back up to the top. Go ahead, Kalandra. Go ahead.
I just want to say I really care about you and I really care about your lives and I really hope you don't stop doing them. I definitely used to be like, I guess I can say I was a pick me and stuff after I had my son. But then when I started getting on your lives every day and when you were talking about like things like black femicide, black women and stuff, you definitely made me realize that. So I really hope you don't stop what you do because you have definitely helped me. But I will say, I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely think they profit off of black women's insecurities. I think it's very weird how y'all listen to people who talk about 50s and 60s marriages when they're talking about white tea marriages. And in the 50s and 60s, we were, as black people, we were dealing with Jim Crow. That doesn't apply to you. That does not apply to you. To listen to somebody who talk about traditional marriages and things, that was never applying to us. And then for black women to get on lives and things and let people just dog you and criticize you, and somebody in here say that they egregious examples of marriages, they use it too. Kevin Samuels would frequently say 5 kids and four baby daddies. I don't know any black woman that has 5 kids with 4 baby daddies. I really don't. I mean, maybe y'all do, but I don't know anybody like that. And so they were using egregious examples. And I really think for me it's crazy. And like Trigger said, you don't have to do all of that to marry a man. All you have to do is be a gopher for him. Because I'm telling you, look at marriages like Rashida, a gopher. A man cheat on you when you're pregnant. He had a baby on you. You just have to be a gopher for a guy. Meet a low-level guy like Janine, just a girl. Do whatever he wants you to do, and you'll be married. I'm telling you, he'll marry you because he know you don't love yourself and you're gonna accept anything. And I definitely agree with Trigger. I think people need to be teaching women how to love themselves because, like I keep saying, a gopher is a woman who goes for anything. Just be that for a man. Be a doormat, be the bottom of his shoe. You'll get married, I'm telling you. And also to add the Trigger point, I definitely don't think you should be chasing men with money because, like Trigger said, most men with money will treat you bad. You're signing yourself up for financial abuse, like Trigger said. And then you also made one more point. Yeah, financial abuse when you're dating men and he controls all of the cards. I hate Tyler Perry to this day. But in that Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I did agree with him. When Charles was treating Helen like the bottom of his shoe, what did he say to her before he put her out of that car? If you were paying some of these bills, then you can question me about what I'm doing. Most men with money are controlling, and they're going to control you. And so when you're out here aspiring to these things, and that's why I say learn to love yourself, because when you love yourself and you value yourself, you won't just be the type of woman that's just happy to have a man. Because when you're like that, a man is going to do you any kind of way. He's going to, I know pick me personally. Those type of women getting cheated on while they're pregnant, like you're heavily pregnant and he's with other women. And that's why I say women need to be taught to love themselves more. But like you said, Trigger, these women are profiting, and these grifters are profiting on black women because black women are trained that their ultimate goal in life is to keep a man, and because black women are not loved in the correct way. Because when they're talking about these traditional marriages, especially people like Candace Owen and Kevin Stone with their conservative values, they're never talking about black marriages. And like they say, black men, the average black man that most of you guys are gonna meet, because like Trigger said, 8% of Americans are millionaires. The average black man that you're gonna meet is not gonna be nothing how you think he is. So for you to do all that to meet an average everyday guy is crazy to me. But that's all I wanted to say. And Trigger, I really hope you don't stop doing what you're doing.
All right, I appreciate you, Kalandra. I'm gonna let everybody speak again, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the live, y'all. This has been a lot for me, and it's been eye opening, y'all. And I just don't know. Let me go up here first, T, before I get to you. I'm gonna go up to the person that had been waiting in the comments, Anthea. And sorry if I missed some people in the guest request box, you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anthea. If I'm not saying your name right, please let me know. I send you a request to turn your mic on. Anthea C, you got like the coffee cup on there? You there? Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe she might be away or something like that. So, yeah, you there? You can go ahead, sis. Anthea. Yep, you can go ahead. Let me send your request to turn. Yeah, there. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, thank you for this subject. What I was gonna say was, yeah, I agree with you about it's like lame to go to the bar on your own, like trying to do this whole performative thing. I think like with the former generation, like some of the women didn't have like the opportunities that we have. So I agree with the other women who are saying like, you just need to learn to love yourself. I'm currently writing a book, and my publisher was saying to me like I should just write a self-help book. I'll get to number 1. He's got like 3 bestsellers on Amazon just because of that. But then that's literally just selling people something like that women want to hear. So basically people living in like some sort of delusion instead of them just loving yourself, and you will meet the right guy, and you don't need to be listening to all these other people like about how to get that. You find yourself, and then hopefully, if anything, you will find that man that you are looking for. And it doesn't have to be through these people who are writing all these books. Thanks.
All right. I appreciate you, sis. I just wanted to let you guys know in the comments. I guess I'm just feeling a little hurt at this time because my whole goal in ever starting this page was to get black women to love themselves and to give black women a space for them to feel loved and to feel heard. And when I have to like go at the very women that I'm trying to uplift and protect, to have them name call me and disrespect me, or just go at me, and then I feel disrespected, so I have to return the energy. It just is upsetting because that's not my intention. My intention is just really to uplift black women. I mean, honestly, if it was about like a cash grab for me, there is, way more different type of content that I could be doing that could definitely gather me way more followers and support, frankly, because the women that I seek to uplift, they will listen to a man way quicker than they listen to me. It's way more people following Controversial Shannon or Public Offender or a whole host of these other bandits, that really don't care about black women. Y'all follow them way more. Y'all follow black women that disrespect y'all. Y'all got people like Princella that will sit there and call y'all bitches and hoes and sluts in her live. And y'all will accept that, will laugh about black femicide, and y'all will reward them with making them millionaires. You know what I'm saying? You have women like Ashley Dalton that will have you come up and degrade your body and tell you that you're too fat and too ugly and too nappy headed, and you need to do something with yourself in order to get them in. And y'all flock to their pages. 4K people in the live, 5K people in the live. But I sit there and all I say is that you need to love yourself and not base your whole life on whether a man likes you or not. I have no idea why that's such a crazy message, or to tell you that it's not realistic to think that you're going to get a millionaire when the majority of people, 92% of people, aren't millionaires. But anyway, I'm gonna take a step back for a little minute, but I'm gonna make sure that I respect everybody and let everybody have a chance to speak before I get out of here. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, Trigger, I hear your voice, sis. I'm so sorry the way this live turned out, and it was disappointing. I'm not gonna hold you. The flood of black women that ran up here, that basically got it misconstrued of what you're trying to say. In no way, shape, or form, Trigger is saying for y'all to get with a broke man. No way is she saying that, oh, you don't have to get with a man that's not accomplished, a man that doesn't value your time, your energy. That was not her point. That was not her objective. That was not the case that she was trying to say. What she was saying was love yourself, and you don't have to invest in these coaches if you just invest in yourself. Like certain things, it's just common sense. If I'm gonna just be honest with you, so that so when we have these conversations, it often get like the audience get confused. Like she's not trying to promote get with a rusty dusty. She's not saying get with a dusty at all, you know or view a man for his heart, not his wallet. Oh, it doesn't matter if he works for McDonald's, you should love him anyway. She's not saying that, ladies. And I think that's where the confusion came in. A lot of these women came up here thinking that we're not trying, like Trigger's trying to promote black women not evolving and not wanting more out of life. That is not what she's saying at all. She's saying, like, basically, like, if I'm a piggyback what Chrissy said, everything you want a man to pour into you, you should pour into yourself first. That is what that is the whole point. Pour into yourself, love yourself. You can't make demands out of, like, you can't necessarily run around making demands from men when you don't even make those demands for yourself, you know, and and that's what the conversation is all about. And I personally blame this on men. At the end of the day, I blame all of this on men. Men are the ones that held marriage as a carrot. Marriage is ultimate goal. Marriage is this and marriage is that. And how you have men with money saying how, yes, you're going to get with the man with the bag, and because they know women want a security, because like I mentioned earlier, men have been proven to be unreliable. And of course women are saying, like, black women saying, we're done with this, we're done with going 50-50. We're done with getting with the man that can't read. We done getting with the fella, you know. And y'all gravitate to the woman that's saying, aim higher, fix yourself, go get surgery or whatever the case may be. Attract a rich man. I get that. I get that, because as Supervillain talked about, and I agree 110% on the history of marriage. The history of marriage was supposed to benefit the man solely. And now women are taking charge, saying, like, okay, fine, if I'm going to get married, I'm going to basically make it as advantageous as possible and get something out of this deal, because nobody want to marry a man that forces you to be in servitude and don't get nothing out of it. No one wants to be with a man sleeping with him for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and he can up and leave and give you nothing. You want to get something out of the deal. That's logically understandable, you know. So, it's a shame that the conversation went this route, because I do understand both sides. Because as everybody know, like I said, I'm a self-proclaimed gold digger. I do not get with no man unless he's making it worth my while. And with that being said, that doesn't mean that the partner that I chose was not a man that didn't understand and value me as a human being, as his wife, as his partner. I would never urge a woman to get with a broke man. Absolutely not. If my husband didn't put his house up for me, I would not have married him if he didn't give me the deed to his house. But that's just me. So, and then when we have, like I said, we have these conversations, trigger, do this with all sincerity, out of love, and not to hurt women, not to bash them. So I just think this was a bad. It went really, really bad. And I'm so sorry, Trigger, because like I said, I can hear it in your voice. Please, after this live, take some time for yourself. Drink some iced coffee, whatever your favorite beverage is. Have a good picnic out with your husband. Touch some grass, because helping people does take a toll on your spirit and then on your mental. Trust me, I know. This is why me and Supervillain was saying the stuff that we were saying about trying to help women, and women are very difficult. So yes, after this live, please take the time for yourself, Trigger.
All right. I appreciate you, T. All right, let me go up here to Gabrielle.
Yeah, triggered. I really did want to piggyback off what T was saying. I definitely think after the live, definitely just take some time for self-care. With that said, I also hope that you don't stop doing the lives. Like, I really, really love your content. Like, I originally found you on YouTube and then here on TikTok, and I will just sometimes just like randomly check TikTok to see if you're on. But moving aside from that, like, I don't even understand why this live was so controversial. Like, I don't understand why there were so many pick me male-centered women like flooding the comments, because I mean, to me it just seems like common sense. Like, dating coaches, most of them I do think are doing it for the intention of making money, not helping women. That's why, like you were saying about Ashley Dalton, like, I don't follow her personally, but you said she was, I guess, degrading another BLK woman's body. I mean, she was clearly doing that for clicks and views and, I don't know, donations or whatever. Like, she wasn't doing that with the intention to help the woman that she was targeting. That's why when you mentioned that, like, a woman asked her to change, what did you say, like the title of her live, and she's like, oh, I'll only do it if you pay me. Like, it just seems like anyone who is looking at that, observing that, should be able to see that she was doing it clearly for, financial gain and not to help the women who I guess follow her. So I don't know why that caused an uproar. I mean, I really just think that women who continue to follow the dating coaches, who continue to be male-centered, who continue to think that, oh, if you just get a rich man, like, everything's gonna be great, like, they really are just gonna have to learn the hard way. And I think Supervillain made a great point when she said that a lot of women who are prioritizing marriage in the way that dating coaches are selling it, they're doing it because they, want some kind of security. but literally you can get that security yourself. Like, we live in a time where plenty of women do have great jobs and are making money and are saving and are investing and are traveling and doing all of these things. So these, like, that, what was her name, the rich auntie lady who was saying, like, oh, even if he uses it as leverage, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't even think women who think that way are reachable. I mean, if you are going into a relationship, you know, with a guy just for the money, just for whatever, like, he knows that you're doing that. And if you don't care that he knows that you're doing that, you don't care, you know, how he's going to respond, then, I mean, you really can't help, you know, women like that. I just think they're going to have to learn the hard way. You know, and again, I really do think that as a woman, if you are living your best life and putting in the work to better yourself and whatever that means for you, I really think you have a better chance, you know, of attracting a caliber of man that is good for you. Again, that doesn't mean date a guy who's broke and has nothing going for himself, but I mean, you don't have to jump to the other end of the spectrum of trying to, you know, make all of these, you know, strange modifications to yourself in the hopes of, you know, getting, you know, some rich guy. I mean, but again, I really hope that you'll continue doing these lives. Again, you know, I really love your content. I'm sure a lot of the other ladies who are in here do, and I think that you are 100% right. And at the end of the day, I just think some pick-me's are really just going to have to learn the hard way. And I'll land there.
All right, all right. I appreciate you, Gabrielle. All right, let me go up here to Miss Supervillain. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Hey Trig, and yes, always like to end the live with just giving you your flowers and thanking you for this space that you created for Black women to just be. We had a lot of different points of view today, and I think it's important, even though it is draining, that we hear and we see, because you did say 50-50, Trig, and I think we're learning it's probably about 1585. That's the percentage I would give it. That even though we're in this centered, you know, creative space, there's still a lot of women who are outside of doing the work. There's still a lot of women who, you know, should probably come to lives like this more often, and maybe they'll have a different outlook on life. I do want to be honest with women, specifically Black women. A healthy marriage isn't, everyone's not going to make it to that, just because the numbers of counterparts, if you're looking for a Black man specifically, is not there. That's just me being completely honest. So we know the numbers are not there. It's not going to work out for everybody. What's the alternative? This is why I said we need to change our behavior. Marriage, when it's healthy, is a beautiful thing, right? Maybe we can start encouraging other lifestyles outside of marriage that are community based or family based, because again, women aren't, every single Black woman is not going to marry, at least specifically, a good Black man. Does that mean your life is over? No. Maybe you could be the woman in the community that teaches everybody how to travel or how to do things with their finances. Like, you can have a status level and be important in a different way, and that's okay. Me, I'm perfectly content with being single, but that's because I don't want a man. Like, that's just my personality. I'm very autonomous, right? I don't like attachment. I say all the time, my thing is getting in my bed and there's nobody in my bed. That's my favorite feeling. That's not going to be every other woman's feeling, but you have to have an alternative. And I think starting with the younger girls, right? Because we need to be their validation. I said this before. A lot of the pick-meism is because young girls from in the start are getting their validation from the wrong people, which are predatory men. We need to be validating these girls so when they grow up, marriage is something that if it happens, that's a great addition to life. If it doesn't happen, there's an alternative. Your life can be about something else. So with that, I'm just going to say, I love Black women. If you feel that little sprinkle in your heart, I say all the time, that's me reaching out. And I just want to thank you again, Trig. I know this is hard work. This is why I asked y'all to tap the screen. It's free, and Trig is doing Mother Nature's work. Thank you so much, Trig. Yo.
All right, no problem, no problem. Appreciate you, Supervillain. Let me go up here to Miss Chrissy, baby.
Oh, triggered now. I feel bad. It is frustrating. I thought it was 50-50 too, and maybe because I immersed myself with women that are not male-centered and go in spaces that are centering women. But my disappointment was a few weeks ago when I see these tea apps and the thousands of women that are, I mean, yes, it's sad, and of course it's the men, but it's just like, you guys are still trying? Y'all out here still trying to date? And there's all this evidence, like the stories be horrendous on there, like people catching STDs. Oh, have you anybody met my husband? And there's 30 women responding like, hey, I met him on this and all that. And it's just, I was just so baffled by the amount of women that are still actively seeking to be in a humiliation ritual over and over. And I was like, dang, there must be way more male-centered women than I actually thought. Because I swear I don't surround myself around, at least for the past decade plus, women that are male-centered. I don't even know if that's on purpose, but they're just more pleasant to be around. They're friendlier. They're more girls, not mean girls. And I like healthy environments, but those apps really kind of showed me that, wow, women are still really desperately seeking. And even for me, when people say you just got to vet better, so you're willing to go through 10 different guys and traumatize yourself 10 times? Because even if you don't stay with them, they have to give you a red flag. And now you have to de-traumatize yourself from a red flag that some random, it's crazy to me in 2025, women are still willing to put themselves through that. It's disheartening and disappointing, because I think it's a fallacy, because 36% of our community, the men in our community, even get married. So I'm just confused to why that's, clearly you've been bamboozled and it's been a carrot being held over women's head. The triangulation between different races and different skin tones is to make you always chase that carrot. Like, it seemed like it's designed that way for you to be desperate and a pick me, because only 36% actually want to get married. Like, you have to really think about that. Like, you're being played. Only 36% of our community, the men in our community, actually have gotten married. And it mostly ends in divorce. So where's the success studies and success stories that you're chasing after? Of course, there's healthy marriages and stuff like that, but that's within that 36%, boo. 36%. And you can't lie to yourself and don't see your surroundings and don't see all this plethora of women getting married to all these rich men and skipping down the street. That's not happening. And you know that's not true since you were a child. So that's why I agree with Supervillain. We need to reach out to the young women and girls. And it's not telling them to be negative and you're never going to get married. That's an addition into your life. That's just like if you end up getting your favorite car. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, the car you have now, treat it right, wash it up, and be happy with that. And strive for better, but you might not ever get that dream car you always wanted. And that shouldn't be the end of your world. We're only going to be unalived alone. We're in our casket by ourselves. It's up to you, the life that you wanted to live while you're on this very limited short time on earth. And a lot of us spend a lot of years centering around finding love when the love is already right with you when you look in the mirror. That's the best love you can give yourself. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but after doing the work and fighting through it and affirming yourself and getting therapy and building sisterhoods, you'll see. It will be, again, I get men that approach me very often, but it's not that serious for me. I never thought I would have this mindset where I'm just like, okay, anyway, it's nice to meet you, and keep it moving, because it's not that deep. It's really not that deep for me. You have to really be spectacular to enter my life, because I build a great life for myself. And I want my daughters to be the same way. I have a 23-year-old. She's already opted out of dating, worrying about getting her education, traveling with her friends. She's already traveling. She already bought her car, cash money. She's already out here doing it. And she's like, I don't want a man to come in here, because I see girls that fall for the okie doke and their lives are miserable and they can't find a babysitter and they're going through all this, and I can literally do whatever I want. I'm just saying, I think triggered your life. There are women that are waking up more than I expected, but there's still a lot of pick-me's out there. And I think You do good work on here, and there's just a lot of pickings in here. I don't know if that was coordinated because I have my suspicions, because I think men are desperate right now to change women's minds, in my opinion, and they'll do anything, even if they send a swarm of pick-me's to stop these decentering lives. In my opinion, I might be a conspiracy theorist, but it's getting desperate out here for these men. They're getting lonely. They'll send a pick-me, because remember, pick-me's are males too. They're tools for men. Okay, I'm rambling, but I love you, Triggered, and ladies, don't stop and get some rest. Take care of yourself, and you're doing good work.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Chrissy, baby. I appreciate you. For leaving off, I just wanted to say that all I want is for Black women to love themselves, authentically, to know that they are that girl, regardless on if a man says so or not. To know that you are powerful if a man says so or not. To know that you are powerful, beautiful, desirable, even if you don't have a man in your life. I just don't want to see Black women around here, struggling and hustling, and when men would never dedicate their time to attracting them. Like I said earlier, where are the platforms? Men would never dedicate their time to attracting them. Like I said earlier, where are the platforms that men degrade each other on hopes of finding a wife, not finding a woman to have intercourse with or to dog out, finding a wife, not finding a woman to have intercourse with or to dog out, but finding a wife. There aren't any. You won't find any. And, I'm not saying that I want Black women to be with broke men that will have them in the projects or driving their car to work. I'm definitely do not promote struggle love. I never have. I never will. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in Black women building up a man from the bottom up. I don't believe that's smart. So I want to say it again. I don't think that Black women should be with broke men. I've already said that I don't think that Black women should even choose men who don't have an education. Now, whether that be a trade, because it could be a trade, or it could be a degree, whatever, I don't think Black women should choose a man that hasn't had any type of education, formal education after college. I don't think Black women should choose men who have been in jail at all for anything, misdemeanor or felony. Of course I want Black women living good. If you want a man, I hope that you find a great man and that you're living good. That's what I would like for Black. I think that there's any right or wrong way to live. I think that you can live great being single. You can live great if you choose right and you use your intuition and your discernment. You can have a happy marriage, I think that either way, however you want to live as a Black woman is great, as long as you're living happily and not being taken advantage of. But as I sit here, it looks like the live is skipping. So it looks like people are reporting me already. And I really don't know why. But I'll just say this quickly. All I know is that looking at like somebody reporting alive right now, when I've said nothing but things about what I would like Black women to do, I all I know is that if I just decided to switch up my content like the way a lot of people do, a lot of the content like the way a lot of people do, a lot of these grifters do that have a lot of support now. If I turned around and I started making Black women bashing content, or I started acting like I was superior because I was married and, I had all the answers and I started degrading Black women, I could raise my numbers overnight. I could become at least a 6-figure person making it off of social media, maybe even 7 figures off of doing that. And I know for a fact that I could. You know what I'm saying? But my morals just won't allow that type of behavior. I cannot do that. I will not do that. I've had people ask me and say, hey, did you ever think about doing that? I just can't do that because I really love Black women, man. So I don't know where I go from here, y'all, with all of this. I just gotta, I guess, just recollect or collect myself and think about exactly what am I putting out here that elicits this type of response. That elicits this type of response. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I appreciate everybody that came in alive. I really appreciate all of the ladies that shared your perspective. You know, I appreciate Kalandra for being my mod today. I appreciate Gabrielle, appreciate Supervillain, appreciate T Scorpio. As always, appreciate Miss Chrissy baby. I think Miss Proud Black Woman was in here. Appreciate her. I don't think. I know she was in here too. Appreciate her. Dang, I'm trying. My mind is drawing a blank. Oh, Simply Caramel. Appreciate Simply Caramel that was up here. And you know, all of you ladies that came in the chat. I'm not in the chat, but in the live. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I really just anybody that I forgot that was in the live box right now. I'm sorry, my mind is like actually like I'm drawing such a blank right now. But I just know that anything that I ever say or ever do is rooted in the love and protection of Black women. Honestly, it really is. And you know, I'm not a perfect person. So sometimes if I feel like somebody is like violating me, you know what I'm saying, in the comments or disrespecting me, yeah, it's going to make me upset. You know what I'm saying? Like the lady Rich Auntie. But honestly, when I go back at it with Black women, afterward, after the live is over, when y'all don't know, when y'all don't hear me, I actually feel sad about it because I really don't want to do that. I don't want to argue with a Black woman. I don't want to, you know, come at her. I don't want to do none of those things. I really don't like it. But, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, disrespected either. So, you know, I don't know, y'all. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I love y'all, and I probably won't be back today or tomorrow, to be honest with you. But I hope that y'all have a great weekend, and I'm sending you nothing but love, light, and positivity. All right. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.